Now offered at the Great Race Place. $3 late pick 3 featuring the last 3 races. $5 late double on the last 2 races. Both with a player-friendly 15% takeout. Every race day at Santa Anita Park.
We did it!
Unbelievable.
I'm just going to sit here and play AI clips all day.
Yeah, there's my response to you. I was going to say, we're starting to turn into the Cartoon Network here. We're just going to cartoons do our picks through the show.
For a guy who didn't know what a minion was about a month ago, I'm sure I'm hooked on these animation shorts that AI comes up with. How about that?
Interesting results today. I did not, I mean, there was a little bit of sneaky money come in on that one, but wow, the money went off the 2 who I think finished last, and the other ones. Some interesting results we have here today, Frank.
See, look, Ciaran just jumps right in it. Let's say hello to everyone first.
We'll say hello.
We're not spinning into the wind here. We actually have people watching our show. So I want to thank everyone for joining us. Thank you, DTL Crew. Thank you, Santa Anita, for all your support. I'm Frank Scattoni. I am joined by, let me put it up there because, the CGO, Chief Gambling Officer of Double Trouble Live, also known in some parts of the world as the king of the all-turf pick 3, Ciaran Thornton. Before I kick it over to you, I just want to say what a great day of racing yesterday at Santa Anita Park. Statebreds, Calbreds, Calsired runners were on display, and they delivered the goods.
Oh, yeah.
There was a pick 6 carryover, very logical sequence, ended up paying more than $9,000, very havable. That was just the first leg of today's pick 6. But we're going to get down to business. We got a $3 all-turf pick 3 with that, both of us hit the last 2 days, even though there was no show to prove it. We do have write-ups.
Well, the DTL crew had it, so I emailed it out to the guys. So they had it. We ended up having it 3 times, which that's always good when you are able to get it a couple of times when the chalks come in, and then still have options for big pays as well. I mean, it was a little chalky, but for 3 times, it paid the bills for the day,
Yeah, I'm with you, and I ended up giving out a couple of times. You had it more than me, so congratulations to you. We both had it on Friday when we didn't do a Friday show because we did Thursday. I think today looks a little formful, but not in a bad way. I think in a way where you can really plant a flag and maybe whack it a couple of times like we did yesterday. I don't know how you feel about it. We'll get into it in a second. Just want to say real quick, Andy Big Tickets, happy Sunday, fellas. Let's pick some winners today. That's right. Let's pick some winners and let's wager on them efficiently and responsibly and win some money. RDW, love having you on the show, man. Good afternoon, gents. Everyone, good luck today. Everyone jokes that I never sleep because I'm up late and whatnot. This guy's right there with me. I mean, he's firing away at Hong Kong and Japan late at night. He's here every show. MVP, thanks for joining Racing Downwind. Really appreciate it. All right, Ciaran, how we getting this sequence started? The all-turf.
Like you said, it looked formful and chalky. You know what I mean? Well, it's formful, but with a little chalk mixed in. But there's also a lot of races where we could see some chaos, like we've seen earlier today at Santa Anita. So, I mean, I again had to write a novel, of my bets. So that's why I don't have it in the chat. I ended up kind of doing what I've done the last 2 days, like spready tickets, but then on the chalk ones I like, kind of hammering away a little bit more on those. So,
all right, everyone. Once again, take out your Ciaran manual of ticket construction, and let's all turn to Chapter 7 on page 48.
And then
he's going to take us through the $3 all-turf pick 3.
I mean, you need, if you're going to take a screenshot of the pictures, you're going to have to use, what is that, landscape, and just move it around.
Okay, well, look, put it up. Let's go. Let's see what we got here. All right, hold on. Let's do this. There we go. Race 579, $3 all-turf pick 3. I'm I'm going to look at mine.
Again, you know, it was one of those sequences. If I was just to go chalk, you know, I really liked the Rispoli Phil horse here. But the Baffert horse was intriguing just because, you know, if memory serves me right, and we'll get into it, but that Baffert was being tossed away last out in a 25K claimer, got claimed, got voided by the vet, and then now comes back protected. Correct. And if memory serves me right, I may be incorrect. That's happened a couple of times over the last couple of years with Baffert horses, and then they've gone on and won a bunch of races. So that was my thinking there. May not be actually.
Hold on. You don't go on memory on this show. You had 2 days to do the work. You didn't do your stats. You're like the stat guy.
That wasn't a stat I could find the numbers on. It was more like hearsay in the back of my brain and the little voice on the shoulder going, "That's what happened."
Because you remember, you probably got screwed a couple of times. You're like, "Oh, this horse was a void claim. I'm not using it." Beat you a couple of times, and now it's stuck in your head.
And then, I mean, the next leg, I thought it was – I really liked the 6 in there. But the race stats for that second leg of the all-turf, it's been raced 32 times. 16 of the winners have been price horses. So it's one of those races where the chalk wins or it is utter chaos. So I've tried to spread – quite a bit on that one. And then, you know, when we get to the pick 3 and the late double, there's a little bit of theory behind it. You know, if I get knocked out on one or I'm alive on a ticket, I can press a little bit more on the double depending on the pace. So, you know, if you look at this, will make sense as we go through, hopefully.
No, it will. It absolutely will. But before you go on to the next leg, and because it looks like you might have a key horse in there, let me just show mine real quick just to see who I'm using compared to yours. I can just put mine up. Leave yours up so we can compare.
Okay.
So you have the same 4 horses, the same 3 horses that I have as my A's, 4, 2, and 5, in some combination on your ticket in the first leg. The difference is I have a backup ticket with the 8, and I am not using the 9. I am going to plant a flag and try and beat the 9. So before we talk about the next race, let's look at the pools and see, is the 9 taking the money? Is the 9 favorite in the will pays?
Well, I was actually, before we got on, I was looking, and 9 was with the, you know, the 2 who was the morning line favorite, and the 3. 9 was the second choice, you know, up until like 5 minutes to post when I stopped looking. So 9 was getting some good money in the doubles, you know, before the race got blown up by that long shot.
So let's see what the will pays are and see who actually is favored. It looks like the 9 is favored in the double. If you had the winner of the first leg, and you're alive in this leg, the 9 is paying $49. The 4 is second choice at $58. And then it's pretty deep after that. The 2 is over 100, the 5 is over 100, and everybody else is 200 or higher. So
it's the same. It's the same on the pick 3, Frank. The favorite in the pick 3 is 404, and that's usually what we look to, you know, confirming the double with the pick 3. So the money's serious, you know. They weren't kind of
Ciaran. I don't need to be a hero. I wanted to see how live this horse was based on the money, because obviously this horse has speed, drawn outside. Like you said, Baffert's bringing this horse back protected. So whatever little issue the horse had, he had to have figured out, right? Otherwise, he'd be running the horse right back for a tag. So while you talk about the next race, I am going to pivot. This is why we do a real live in-the-moment gambling show. I'm going to construct a backup saver ticket using the 9 here with my A's in the next, but I need to write that down.
Well, I'll go through and give you my. I mean, I had notes on all the horses in here, and actually, which leg here? Like one of the, I've got a kind of a like my buddy ticket down here on the bottom. My kind of Little Red Feather, Phil and Rispoli bet. So they've got the number 1. Madonna, I'm going to butcher the name. Madonna Loretta. And, you know, we got Jara riding for Phil. It's his first time. And, you know, if he starts heating up and getting some Phil mounts, that could be, you know, that's a big step forward for him. I love the jockey change here. And, you know, I was talking to Billy yesterday. I was like, hey, you know, what's the word on your horse here? I really like it on paper, especially where it is. And I think the plan is to stalk and pounce. We'll see. I mean, who knows if the horse has anything. I reluctantly used the number 2, and I had a big question mark. I mean, they put blinkers on. Dan Blacker is fantastic on that. He wins 25%. This is a Qatar horse. But
he had a great day yesterday, too. He won the Oaks and the Derby.
But I
Yes,
thought
it
in
was.
this, is the distance too long? And that was my question mark on that one, you know? And I ended up really liking Rispoli for Phil, 27%, 2 sharp works. And I thought this distance is ideal. And they've just missed 3 times in a row. And I thought today for the win, this was my top play in here. You know, you got misleading here, Barrios for Sheriffs, 1 in April, up in class. Kind of a sneaky one here, Invincible Molly. You got the Nap horse. Although I will say I kind of downgraded a little. If Invincible Molly had a new jockey on here, I would have upgraded this to my top long shot with the workout. I think it's a horse that possibly needs, you know, a change of scenery with a jockey, but could still blow up the tote board as well. So that's kind of in one of my little crazy tickets there.
What is the one horse that you're building your day around? It looks like the 6 in the middle leg you have on three of your 5 tickets. And then in the last, you're a little tight. The 10 and the 8 seem to be your top choices, but you also threw in the 6 and the 12.
Yeah, it was one of the 12, horrible post. And my notes there, Rispoli for McCarthy. The horse has been favored the last 2 times, and I can't tell you how many times, you know, a horse like that with Rispoli on, whose favorite does nothing and then goes off at a big price, wins. So I kind of have it on some, you know, saver tickets. But I thought in that last race, it was kind of a toss. I originally went in looking to make the Jarrah O'Neal horse my single. You know, I thought the 6-1 morning line, my notes there, no way it'll be this price first off the claim.
Is that the 8 horse?
Yeah, Angelic Bay. I ended up giving a slight edge to the 10 Global Consort. Demoro for, you know, if I don't use Apollo horse, the one time I didn't use it all Del Mar.
All summer long.
It cost me, and I planted the flag and won some money, and the one time I did not, cost me. Horses all speed. I thought that was a great one, and I just threw in the only other horse that I thought maybe had a chance, but I didn't write much notes, was the 6 Winnica. I was like so. If you said I could only pick 2 horses in that last leg, Frank, it would be 10 with a slight edge over 8. And that's how I would get out.
Oh, okay, yeah. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
No, you need
8,000 page later, Ciaran finally finishes his analysis of the alternate pick 3.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, okay, so here's my deal. In the middle leg, I am all about the 3 and the 6. I think the 3 is the most likely winner, but I do want to use the 6 as well. And same thing in the last. The 6 and the 8, again, I think the 6 is the top pick in there. So a lot of my action is single to the 6. As you know, I like to structure my bets with my matrix, which is kind of an A-B situation. So I'm going to just show you real quick who my A's and B's are. So if you want to take a screenshot or whatever, you have an idea. I do have to add the 9. So Ciaran, I did pivot. I don't know if you see my ticket. I put back up that last one. I just originally had the 8 in the first leg. I now have the 8 and the 9. So I wanted to look at the money and see if that horse was the Baffert horse was live, and the Baffert horse absolutely is live. If you don't mind, Ciaran, can you take your screen down for a second?
Even that pivot you have, Frank, with the pays we've been seeing there, if it does end up chalking out, you're still going to get your bets back. So that's a good pivot, you know, for a horse you weren't using.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes sense. I mean, why? I'm not going to be stubborn. I'm going to follow the money, right? So here, my A's in this leg are the 4, 2, 5. My B was originally the 8. I threw in the 9. And that's why I have my tickets structured the way they are. A lot of my actions go through my A horses, but like that middle leg there, you see I have 4 Bs. That tells me that I want some extra coverage there. So I have a ticket with those horses on it as well. To learn more about the matrix and how I like to wager these bets. And Ciaran does a lot of this too. He just doesn't letter grade them. He just knows intuitively in his head who he likes and how much he wants to bet in order of preference. But yeah, you can read my matrix stuff on the Santa Anita website on the expert page. Ciaran, let me roll through the comments real quick, and then we'll take a look at the tote. We'll look at the action going forward, all that fun stuff. Because we got some people showing up. Terry, welcome.
And actually, I'm actually going to do a bet. It's not going to be a low takeout bet, but we were kind of talking about how we're trying to If I was to
every
tell
time I
somebody-
go to the audience, he talks about himself.
Well,
Every
just
time.
because we're going to have a double. I just wanted to explain the idea. I was
Okay.
thinking we would do a turf and dirt
Yeah, we
double.
always play low takeout wagers. What are you doing? You're off brand, man.
I'm saying I want them to do it, is what I'm saying. We'll call it the turf and dirt double here.
Oh, you're
Cap
talking
off the
about,
old
yeah.
turf.
You know what? Let's talk more in detail about that after this race because we'll have some time to kill in that dirt race. That's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. Hey, guys, and producer Terry. Thank you, Dan H. Pedro. ¿Quién gana la cuarta? What is the cuarta? Who won the fourth? I think I'm learning Spanish, people. Who won the fourth?
Number one.
I'll tell you. Cuarta. Well, if that means who won the fourth, it was the one straight buzzing with Giovanni Franco. Here's Jeff. Was planning on skipping the early part, but the paths are trying to kill me. Well, thank you for joining us. We will make sure that we don't give you a heart attack. We're going to crush this. We're on a lot of the same horses here. Agreed, the 2 now going to 6, but is the pace. Good luck. Here we go. Turnovers keeping them in the game. And fellas, the graphics are outstanding. Thank you, Cat 8 My Form. Yeah, Ciaran and I decided that, you know what? Santa Anita is giving us an opportunity to be on their live streams and on their X page. So we took the best subscription possible for StreamYard because we want it to look good. Our handsomeness can only carry the show so far. So we need a lot of graphics and a lot of bells and whistles to make us look even better. But thank you for noticing and thank you for saying. All right, Ciaran, let's look at the tote. What's going on?
All right, so
8 minutes.
Going into the double right now, if we're just looking at the 9 into the 3 is paying $17. 9 into the 6 is paying 14. My long shot that I was going to do a big double on, I just noticed has scratched Imagineer. That Rispoli was riding at 30-1. I was going to hammer that one, but that is what it is. Next closest, 4 into the 3 is paying 17 as well, Frank.
Yeah.
4 into the 6 is paying 16. And then it starts going up from there.
So let me look at the imputed odds on optics and see if Biella is actually going to go favored here for it's going to be Dare to Fly. Let's see. Biella 3.16, Dare to Fly 3.32. Then the 5 misleading 5.86. And then the blacker horse 6.26. That horse is a little chilly in the double. What did you think about misleading? That debut was excellent, but actually benefited from a slow start because there was a hot pace in front of him. So, things set up really well for her. But then again, John Sheriff's never wins first out. So this horse must have had some ability to get the job done, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those. I was like, how do you not use a horse, a debut winner that rallied like, that? I mean, the one thing is they're off the bench. And, is this another one where, they just pick the spot and, there's not a whole lot of horses in. Maybe it fires, but it needs one, but has a chance to win. Those are ones I'm like, I will say that I'm surprised, but I'm not. The 2 is just getting no love at all on the toe. I mean, it was the 5-2.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, it's probably everyone just thought what I was kind of thinking. I was like, I think the distance is just not right for that horse, but who knows? And it's not even getting bet on the doubles. The 2 into the 3 is 39 and the 2 into the 6 is 45. Now, if you absolutely believe in this 2, the doubles, you're getting paid really well on the doubles into the 2 chalks in the 4-horse field. So
you're going up against sophisticated money who doesn't seem to fancy the 2. So it's a conundrum, right? 10 years ago, I would be all over the 2 as an overlay, right? Because it's just me and clowns like you. I'm playing against you. I like my chances. But today, with a lot more sophisticated money, a lot of good algorithms that really know how to price up the market efficiently, the fact that the 2 is so cold on the board kind of scares me. Doesn't scare me away entirely, but it just makes me wonder.
The one that looks interesting, just looking at the double money, Frank, is the 8 is paying 42 into the 3, the same as the 2 into the 3 in the next race. So
Yeah.
8 is kind of getting it looks like a little bit of sneaky money in here. I mean, it's the morning line is.
I gave the 8 a chance. The 8 was my B horse.
I gave it a chance. Like I said, I would have made it I would have made that my third choice, like my top long shot on this race.
Sure.
If we had just a different, not to bash the jockey or anything, I just thought this might be a horse, someone new on the horse. There you go. You know what I mean? Wakes it up.
I mean, I'm just glancing at the will pays once again before I actually click over to the probable pools that you're looking at. I mean, if you're looking at the double, pick 3, pick 4, pick 5, I mean, it's almost like it's a 2-horse race between the 4 and the 9. Like, that's it. Like, those horses are taking, people are alive to those 2 horses. There's money scattered around, but those 2 horses took the lion's share of the money in the multis.
And they kept hammering it too. Like they didn't kind of hedge themselves. They went back at it again in the double, on the pick 3. So
right, exactly. They have it every wager.
So I mean, usually when we see that, we kind of look for the sneaky money, but when we see that, that's like, okay, yeah, these are 2 extremely live horses here.
That's the only reason I'm using the 9. I really wanted to beat the 9. But I at the same time, I did have a note to say, look at the tote board, because, when Baffert horses are live, they get bet. So, that horse is absolutely live. So here, Ciaran, let the fans speak. Can I go through some comments and see who other people like, or do you have anything to add before I do that? Thumbs up? I just noticed it. Well, can you stand up and show the world? We don't need to see that. Remember, this is the Santa Anita show. This is PG rated show. All right, let's see real quick. Let's go through this. No love for the 11 in race 7. Let's take a real quick look because that's the middle leg. I have the 11 as a B.
And I'm using it in one of my backup tickets.
Yes, as am I. So we both have the 11 on our B tickets, but not on our A ticket. So we do give the 11 a shot. So Dan, yeah, I mean, is that?
I mean, I do. You really like the 3 in there, and I kind of use it on the backup. I actually, I'm going to say this. One of these days is going to win. But, it's the same reason we've betted it. Well, every time I have anyway. Well, JJ sticks around. You know what I mean? He's not.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say JJ sticks around, and this was a horse. I used to own the left tail, the left leg, and I petitioned JJ so much to ride this horse for us, but he started riding it after the horse was claimed. So I mean, one of these days is going to come in, but there's a sneaky one in there. The shipper, number 9, Theodore George for McCarthy, coming in from Churchill. I mean, I believe one on an off track, which is why it might be getting overlooked. We'll see as we get. Yeah,
Broken Maiden on an off track, and now is facing winners for the first time. I want to go back to one of these days though for a second. Remember, we watched this horse race twice together. We were in a tournament on Breeders' Cup Day or whatever, and I said this horse is not a non-winner, it's a one horse, right? And kind of proved it at Del Mar. But then the more I looked at the form, I think Garcia has been waiting for Santa Anita.
Correct.
Because this horse is so much better at Santa Anita. And if the horse doesn't win today, he'll be back in for 25 next time, and you could actually buy him back if you want.
I think that he's milked some good money off the claim since he got that horse. I mean, he got to race Breeders' Cup weekend. I mean, that's what when you own a horse, that's what you love getting to do.
Frank, do not be afraid. I agree with you. I mean, I'm not going to let the money, the fact that the 2's not really getting bet, I'm not going to let that talk me off the horse. But it does make me think and go, ooh, am I missing something? But you're right. I'm still going to bet the horse. I'm not going to change. Dan H. wants to know if it scares us, either one of us, if we're on the same horse. If it's a long shot, no. I actually like that.
And usually Frank might have a horse as a B and I have it as an A, and I might have a horse as an A and he has it as a B usually, which was the whole premise behind us doing the community tickets, because we kept kind of missing with each other's horses, if you know what I mean.
No, Ciaran kept missing with my horses. Remember, let's not forget that whole string where I was winning everything and you weren't. You kept saying, let's do it together so we win. I go, no, I am winning. But yes, go ahead. Blah, blah, blah. He's looking for a meme.
No.
I can tell.
I was looking. We got 0 minutes to post, but we're probably like a minute or so away, I'd say.
Well, good luck at your golfing today. 80-degree weather. Good for you, John. I don't know where you're located, but that sounds beautiful. Spot play in the 8th at Santa Anita. Hey, Jay, thanks for joining us. Wow, I don't think I had that. I thought that was a one-horse race. I thought that was Liberosio's horse.
Yeah, I thought that was as. I mean, I do have a backup in the autism puzzle with Demoro on it, but I thought, yeah, that's the kind of race Lee wins. Like if you were looking for a single in a sequence, you don't get any better than that, I don't think.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that, Jay, when we get to the late pick 3. But thank you for that. We'll get into more detail on that. You were on fire on the last show, so appreciate your opinion. SC3P, thank you for joining us. Looks like singling the 9 here. Dicey Mo Chara, old class horse. Wait, no, I'm in the wrong race. Got to go back to the right race. Who's the 9, Ciaran? Do we have the 9? Oh, the Biella horse. Okay. The Baffert. Okay. Let's see. Anything else? They're really taking their time today, aren't they?
It is. I mean, maybe they're paying attention to timeouts in the games or something.
Oh, that's
strategically
funny.
looking at how they do it. You know what actually might be? It is. I mean, it's like summertime here in Southern California. I mean, maybe they're just trying to give the horses. It's hot. It is really hot. Like I'm already sweating. I might have to open the windows here and put the fan on. And it's what, January, middle of January. This weather's great.
Well, you know what? We deserve it because we had all that rain, right? So, but anyway, I don't know. Maybe, but you're right, though. That would be actually a good idea if you time the races during the commercials and have it. And they actually showed it on the bottom on the NFL broadcast. That would be fun,
I mean, you got all these people betting on sports, and then you scroll through Twitter and you just see everyone saying, "Yeah, when I was losing, I could bet as much as I want, and the second I start winning, they cap me." You know what I mean? No capping in horse racing. You bet as much as you want.
You bet as much
as you want. And
all right, they're finally loading in the gate. Ciaran, I think we're on pretty much all the same horses except for maybe one. I don't think you used one of my horses, and I don't think I used one of yours, but I did pivot to play a backup ticket with the 9 who was taking the money and is the current fave and who Ciaran liked. All right, ladies and gentlemen, they're about to go off, so good luck. And we'll come back after the race. They're off. That's why we do the show, man.
yep.
Thank you for making me look at that horse. Still, I still don't like the horse. I still wasn't going to use only because the money showed.
I'm kind of like what you said, Frank, when I was saying, in the back of my head, I remembered something, but you were absolutely right. You asked me when I had a big win, and you'll forget about it, but you always remember all the heartbreak, and that's probably why I remembered that I tossed Baffert's before, when he was tossing them away, and then they come back protected. The horse, something turned around, you know what I mean? And now look at that race. Wow.
It's a bummer. The Dare to Fly got going way too late. But what did Ciaran, what did we say when we looked at the will pays? It was a 2-horse race based on the money.
Correct.
Those are the only 2 horses. And to your point, you were well, Frank, they weren't just bet. They were bet heavy in the double, heavy in the pick 3, heavy in the pick 4, heavy in the pick 5. Like they just hammered those 2 horses the whole way through.
And then look at the 2, that 5-2 morning line just ran horrible. Horrible.
That's right. Another thing. Like I said, 10 years ago, I would have been all about that because you're playing against not as sophisticated gamblers and bettors as you are today. The market was absolutely right in this race.
And then the other thing, like we point out on the shows, you'll probably see more people starting to do that, is you got to pay attention to not just going into the next leg, what the pays are into this one. Pick 3s, pick like 4 and 9 who finished first and second across every exotic, every multi-leg sequence were dominant favorites. And it wasn't like the money guys hopped off, they just kept firing away. They're like, these things are, 2 sure things, and they finished first and second.
Absolutely. Yeah, Dan, fade the Baffert on grass is the favorite every time. Yeah, that's what I was going to do until I saw the money, and I pivoted. So,
but you know what, Frank? He's, since we've been doing these shows, we've seen him more times than we've ever on turf, and his horses are racing great on turf now. Like they really are racing. It's not one of those things back in the day. You're like,
auto toss,
Baffert toss. Now you actually have to like, you go, what's going on?
Yeah, that's a great point because we talk about this too with you do such good stat work and you come up with very interesting stats. And there are a few times on this show, it was one the other day, right? There was an O'Neill horse coming off like a 880-day layoff. He was like 0 for 46.
Yep.
And we said, well, things are different today, right? His barn is firing. The horse fits at this level. He's spotting it. He's not going to go 0 for 806, right? Yep. We used the horse, and I think the horse won it like 5-1 easy.
I mean, even though, someone, I think Dan said, Baffert's turf starts are 11%, but I swear just a couple of months ago, that was 7 or 6%. Yeah. So he's had a number of them, and we've actually seen them placed. And it might also be, if we looked a little closer, him going after the condition books, Frank, and making some money on those conditions on horses that could be racing on dirt. Hey, let's go for this condition on turf. Great point about, like, back in the day, he was an auto toss. Like, you didn't even have to look at his turf horses. That's not the reason I didn't want to bet the horse. I thought the 2 was faster. I thought the 2 was going to make the lead. The 9 was going to chase from the outside, and it was going to set up perfectly for the 4. So that's really why I didn't like the horse. Not because it was Baffert on the turf, because, like you said, Ciaran, those days are over. You have to consider his horses. I just wasn't a horse that I came up with or liked. But you know what? I'm still alive because I listened to the show. I wish I had enough confidence. My top 2 choices were first and second that I could have. I've got lots of different spread tickets, but and again, we talked earlier. This was a race. Long shots win half the time, but when long shots don't win, we see what happens. Chalk comes in. So I'm going to ask you to put your bets back up so we can see what you're live to. But real quick, RDW, more Baffert turf starters in the last 6 months than maybe in his entire career. Yeah. That's the other thing. Like, he's always buying dirt horses, right? So, maybe he's expanding his portfolio a little bit. Maybe he's working with someone who has more of a turf pedigree background, and they're picking out horses to run on the turf. And it's not a bad thing because remember, Ciaran, a couple of years ago, Santa Anita built that chute on the flat turf course. So now they can run it 5 furlongs, 5.5, 6, and 6.5 on the flat course. Well, who's one of the best sprint trainers in the world on dirt? Baffert. Now he's got sprint options on turf. So it all makes sense when you think about it. But I understand Dan's point. We get stubborn a little bit in our minds. But you got to evolve or die. It's one of those things in this show where you're like, I'm not using that jockey. Okay, now I got to use him. You're really good about that. You spot those early, either getting on someone or getting off someone at just the right time. And I always joke, the best time to play a trend is before it's a trend. Correct. And you're really good at that. This O'Neill, Jarrah O'Neill trend, everyone's going to start hopping on it soon. We've still snuck out some prices that we thought we wouldn't. We may end up today, but I say
Irish
another
element
couple,
or Irish royalty that day. That was the O'Neill horse.
another couple of weekends of, you know, those two teaming up on horses you wouldn't think, and we won't be getting the prices we were.
No, we'll be getting 6 to 5 on everything. But if you don't mind, Ciaran, can you put your sheet back up? Because you have the 9 on 1. You have the 9 on, yeah, those top 2 tickets look pretty good. You have the 9 single to your strong opinion in race 7 to 3 in the last, and then you come back and you've got the 9 with spread in the middle for coverage, and then your top 2 in the left. I love those 2 tickets because that's how I would have structured it as well.
And then I kind of, you know, did my sticking with the partners on, you know, Madonna, you know, and then a couple of other prices in there. I mean, those tickets went down in flame, but it is what it is. And I mean, we're starting off when we get to the pick 3. I can see, as I mentioned before, I'm going to probably check will pays, and I might do less or do more depending on, you know, the results of certain races if I need to or if I'm covered good. So that's the beauty of these multi, you know, when all these low takeouts are combined around each other, you've got more options than you normally would.
All right, so take that down again, and I'm just alive to that last saver one I threw in, 8-9 with 3-6 with 6. So again,
just as well you pivoted, because otherwise I would have. I mean, if I hadn't got you to pivot, we would have had this. Is this it? I'm trying to find where I put it. No, that's not it.
I know we got to organize these folders better.
No, I try to hide them so you don't know what I'm doing. That's what it is. Oh, here it is. This is what.
Oh, I don't sneak. I don't peek anyway.
If you hadn't pivoted to the 9, this would have been what I threw up.
I just lost everything. I'm broke. Oh, don't worry, pal. I got it covered. I just lost everything. I'm broke. Oh, don't worry, pal. I got it covered.
So,
oh my God! You should just post that on Twitter right now after the first leg. Oh my God, that's hysterical. What I was going to say is, I want to go back to the excellent point you made about maybe a smart way to maximize the all-turf handle with the double. But before I do that, let me just roll through real quick because Cat 8 by Form has a Spanish lesson for both of us. It's pronounced with an H. So Jaramillo or Jaramillo? I'm going to say Jaramillo, right? Let's hope.
Hara. Okay, the J. Hara. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
My name has been butchered since I came to the States. So I've gotten in the habit of giving nicknames when I don't have the name because I don't want to butcher the name. That's just
right. So now instead of Jara, you will be calling him Hara.
Hara.
O'Neill and Hara.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm bad too. I was only allowed to choose one second language to take in high school, and I chose French. So I can say bon chance every time Flavien Prat's in a race, but that's about it. Okay, so I did get it. So it's Jaramillo. Okay. Chris Babcock just logged on. Thanks, whoever said they're singling the 9. Excellent. Love JJ. Needed a bounce. Yeah, so bummed about the Niners. That was just no bueno. But you know what? You had a good season, and now you're free and clear to just play the horses like a total degenerate. Let's see. Distracted. Missed my second pick 3. Come on, Jeff. You gotta get in with. Come on, get in the game, man. All right, Ciaran. So let's talk about one of the reasons why the late pick 3 and the late double, in addition to the higher minimum and the low takeout, is because those bets are. Yes, you can play them as separate wagers. That's fine.
Yeah, I think
if you really want to maximize your opinion, you have to play them in conjunction with each other, right?
I think you have to look at these the pick 3 and the double as handcuffed together. And we see it many times where people will well, I'm alive in this one. I can skip the next one. But I think if you're alive, you press even more. You cover your secondary ones. And the whole point is you can look at what the probables are. And, you might go, wow. I can hedge a little bit and do $10, and I could make more than I could if my chalk hit. I mean, they just go hand in hand. So I'm hoping that Santa Anita will make this race after the turf so we can kind of go in and out of the turf. It'd be great if they had another low takeout, the dirt and turf takeout, low takeout double, and then we could tie them both together.
Yeah, in the middle part of the card. I mean,
I think you would see more people tie up their money on the all turf if they were, had options into the next. Just my thought.
I think that's a great idea because I also think the challenge with doing the all turf, and and I've said this before myself, before both of us realized just how good of an opportunity the bet is. You don't want to tie up your money for a length of time sitting through races that you have no stake in, right? So at least Santa Anita does it right. They try to keep them as close together as possible, but you still got 2 dirt races sandwiched in there, right? Because it's part of the pick 5. You have race 5 on turf. You got to sit out the dirt race to wait for your next turf race, and then you got to sit another dirt race to get to the last leg and see if you're alive. So I think it's difficult for some players, and believe me, I don't blame them. I used to be one of them.
And I think because we're focusing on the all turf now, as part of our thing, it'd be great if we had a bet going out of it too, and even if we got knocked out, we're like, oh, well, this is our recovery bet here to get back the money that knocked us out on the all turf if we get knocked out.
Correct. And then boom, that leads right into the start of the late pick 3. So like you said, like if you tie all these bets together, kind of like in a chain, as a viewing, instead of viewing them as like complete separate entities, I think it'll increase handle, but I also think it'll be beneficial to the player because now you have action, right? You don't feel like you're sitting out of a race waiting for the middle leg of the turf pick 3, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So you probably should have copyrighted that idea because now other tracks are going to start doing it.
Yes, I think the most progressive track there is, despite all the naysayers out there, is Santa Anita. They started this whole low takeout that everyone else is kind of copying, but not doing it correctly. I mean, they're ahead of the game. Simple as that.
Way ahead of the game. Absolutely. I mean,
and we're not saying that because we're on Santa Anita's site. We've been saying this since the jump. We gave them credit down at Del Mar. We're like, the reason Del Mar did it is because Santa Anita rolled it out, and they followed suit. And now we got the all turf as well, the low takeout all turf, which more people are starting to. The pays have been really good on it, Frank, even for chalk on this all turf.
What do we say, Ciaran? We at the end of every show we do a check. We see how much it pays. What it does compared to the equivalent win parlay, and every time it always pays more. Most of the time when there's when it's not no chalk or like a couple of mid-price horses, it pays infinitely more than the parlay. I mean, we've had some really, really nice scores on it's $3 bet. Maybe your ticket's $36, or maybe you spend $72 playing other combinations or whatever. But this is the type of wager where you can do that. It's just so much better than 50-cent pick 3. 1 with 4, 8, 10 with 4, 2, 4, and you play it 10 times. I'd rather be creative with my ticket construction. I don't want to buy legs. I don't want to buy horses. So anyway, that's just.
Well, we can actually.
About it. I wish more people were hopping on board instead of complaining about the other stuff.
They're all talking about exactas and tries not paying what they should, and the argument is. Just because a horse is 50-1 doesn't mean there's 50-1 money in the bucket. You know what I mean? It's a big bucket of money. So that argument doesn't hold water.
Right. You look at it the opposite way, right? The people who are complaining about the exactas being underlays, there's a bunch of guys out there going, I can't believe this horse paid 50-1. He should have been 18-1, mm-hmm. Right? So it actually goes both ways. But the point is you don't have to worry about that here because we have information. We can look at the double probables. It's very difficult when the minimums are so high to make a significant wager late that's going to really drastically change the payout. Yes, on logical combinations, those pays usually come in, right? In the last minute or two, they might
Correct.
Go from 80 to 60, but that's normal. Those are logical combinations that people are betting. It's not, any kind of market making or manipulating or anything like that. It's the old pari-mutuel game, the way the game was intended, and that's why we love it.
So the next race, Frank, we're 11 minutes away, but we may as well use these prices to see who's actually getting money in the next leg of our all turf. I mean, my sneaky horse in here, Scratch, but I mean, my notes for this race, because I was going to do a dirt and turf, even though it was not the low takeout. But I mean, my notes were, the number 3, even money. JJ for Sadler. I said, say what? Even money, even with 5, 6 horses in there. Running with Chaos, Edwin for Hess, that Barrios for Bafford, not the usual Bafford works. I mean, it might be one where you might see you might see one of these chalks win by 20, or you could possibly get paid. I guess we can look and see.
Let's look at the will pays, right? So the 6, if you're alive to the double, to the 6, you're getting $10, and then the 3 is 15.
But the pick
and the
3
4
is
38, and then the 1 is 169.
Yeah, so in the pick 3, I mean, there's not really much separating the 3 and the 6. 61 and $62. So the
Who
4,
do you like more? Who do you like?
I didn't like either of them. I mean, JJ's not on, the 6. Don't like it. And I thought even money for the, the 3, I was like, and that's why I was trying. I'm actually annoyed that the 2 scratched, because I thought the 2 had a monster chance at a big price in here. Even I thought the morning line was just insane.
So should we look at maybe doing a small community double, starting with the 1 and the 4 here? If you don't want to use the 3 or the 6, you said?
Correct. Yeah, I mean, why not? We're here. We may as well.
Do we agree on anyone in race 7? Let's
race 7. I think
that's the start of the late pick 3 and the second leg of the middle of the all-turf.
I would say we agree on number 6.
Yeah, I'm 3-6.
You're 3-6. I'm thinking we need a price horse though, but I guess.
Well, no. Tell me who you're. In order of preference. What do you have? I know you have 6 as the top pick.
I had 6. I had 6. So in order of preference, when I wrote my numbers down, I went 6, 2, 3, 9, 1, 11. And
all right. Well, here I went 3, 6, 5, 7, 11, 2. But since you have the 2 higher, let's use your 2, because I do have the 2 as a B. I just like 2 the least of the other ones. And let's price out with the 2 bombs. The 2 non-favorites in here. The 2, 3, and 6 in the next leg.
So 2, 3, and 6. All right. So the 1 into the 2. Wow, for $2. This is all $2 now, Frank. The 1 into the 2 is $325. The 1 into the 3 is $170. And the 1 into the 6 is $203.
Okay, those are all terrific. What about the 3 is going to be less though? But I mean, the 4 is going to be less. But what do we got?
4 into 2 is 116. 4 into 3 is 43, and 4 into 6 is 36.
Okay, so the 4 with the 3, 6, we'd have to play a bunch of times. But the other ones you could just play for $2 or $3.
Yeah, I mean we could do. The one with 2, 3, 6 for $2 costs us $6, right? And we get on that just for that $6, we got an opportunity to get 326, 171, and 193 for a $6 bet.
We are a gambling show after all.
That's what we do. I mean, it's not low takeout, but hey, we
yeah, but we're using it in conjunction with like you said, it's smart to use the multis tied together, because you had chalk winning the first leg of the all turf, right? Correct. So if you can catch something here, and let's say chalk wins the middle leg, but if you get a price horse here into that chalk in your double, like you've already paid for your bets, you know what I mean? So hold on, let me put that up, Ciaran, because I want to, we like having.
Yeah, and this one it keeps us interested, and we're spending $6.
What did you say? $2 double?
Yeah, $2 double.
Yeah.
1 with 2, 3, 6.
3, 6, 2, 1. What is it? I'm sorry. 1 with 2, 3, 6.
2, 3, 6. Yep.
2, 3, 6. That's $6, right?
Yep, $6.
And why don't we do the there was one with the
then it's 6
with
the
that paid well.
Yeah, so the 4 with
2.
4 with 2 was 115.
Let's play that. 4. So what we're doing here is we're just looking at combos that we feel are value, and that's all we're playing. It's like this doesn't represent who we like best in this race. We're looking at the horses we think can win and playing the combinations that offer value.
And we're using horses that we've done research on these horses, and these are kind of the price horses we like in the next leg. And if there's I mean, we both agree this is, we're either going to have these chalks run 1-2, or we're going to see some chaos. I didn't like.
Honestly, I didn't really spend too much time on this race because it was a short field. I wanted to use, like you talk about, use the information in this leg going forward to inform our opinion in the pick 3, which is why I think your double idea, making this a $5 double, race 6 into race 7, would be phenomenal. But we're on the show. We're a gambling show, so let's play it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Any comments out there? Anybody like anybody? Let's see here. Yeah, it was major chalk yesterday, but Ciaran had it 3 times. I had it twice, and it was still like double the win parlay.
Oh,
so even though it seems like, that's such a bad payout, in reality, it was actually pretty good.
And we had it a few times, but we also had chances to win some good money as well. Like that.
That's right.
It started jumping after that. I think it was like 177, 200 plus. So
remember we both had the 8.
Yeah, the 8 is
in the last race against Grand Slam Smile.
Correct.
And the 8, she came flying, but it was way too late.
Yeah.
But that horse would have lit it up, even though it was like chalk. You know what I mean?
More people are going to be playing these bets, and I think we're going to see the pools go up. I mean, they're great. And if they start adding another low takeout in the middle of this sequence, Frank, we're off to the races.
I just saw your tweet.
Oh, yes. On Twitter, yes. We saved Scatoni Sure Shot live on DTL.
That. I only use the number 9 because of our market analysis. So I am alive as well in the $3 all turf. Yeah, I think this is kind of fun. Like, try to engage on X a little more, but that is pretty hysterical, Ciaran. All right, I just retweeted that. Oh my goodness. All right, how much time we got? What are we looking at here? I feel like things are really dragging today. Is it just me?
Yeah, everything seems it's going really slow. Well, here, I mean, the next leg, race 7, Frank. I know you talked about the 3. We talked about one of these days, and, we talked about the Phil horse, and we talked about my sneaky one. But another interesting one in there was, and I think you're using it as well, the 5 in the next leg, race 7, time song. Yeah. You got Smith for Thomas. And my notes, I mean, I've said this many times. You don't use this horse. This is the kind of race Smith wins on. Up in class and protected. You know what I mean? And probably will be a price. Actually, what is that horse getting? Is it getting any money at all in the probables?
Race 6 is coming up, Johnny. But we're talking about the late pick 3 right now. Yeah, Jeff, no, I wasn't criticizing your comment. I was just saying some people might look at it and go, oh, it paid 70-something bucks, big deal. Well, the reality is, like you said, it paid 42% more than it should have. That's the point we're trying to hammer home, Yeah,
people are just focused on, they're like, another low takeout. And then you go, dude, that was like 2 chalks and a second price. And if you really felt comfortable, you could have hammered it 10, 12, 13 times, you could have hammered it away.
Exactly.
And then you could have done a saver bet.
If you'd done the win parlay and saved your money from race to race, you would have lost half your value.
Correct. And you could have done a saver bet if you liked a couple of long shots too. And we were alive for some good pace, in that last leg as well.
I'm chewing an olive from my Bloody Mary. I apologize.
I'm getting heartburn just watching you drink that drink, Frank.
Oh my God, it's so good. Terry makes great Bloody Marys. It's got all the vitamin recommended daily allowance of your vitamins and minerals right there, including a celery stick.
So we started the show on Thursday, Frank. With our lucky horse player bottle.
Yeah.
We're running dry.
Well, that's going to be gone either tonight or definitely by the end of the show tomorrow.
Yes.
What do we got? 0 minutes. Even money on Taif. I don't know if I'm saying that correct. Last draw, 10-1. So looking forward into the next leg, The 6 and the 3 are about the same price, $14 and $15 in the probable double pays. And then the next, you have the 5 and the 11 at $54 each. So the 11 was the one Dan was talking about.
Correct,
Here's the
yes.
5. Oh, 5 is Time Song, who Ciaran was just mentioning. So it seems like the market kind of agrees with the same horses as we do and what we talked about. Let me look at the imputed odds on optics, see if anyone's taking sneaky money there.
And then that race 7 is another one where bombs rain, Frank. 15 of 32 races there as well. Horses 5 to 1 or more won it, race 7. So again, it's one of those, you either have the chalk win or chaos. And the favorite in the next leg, race 7, 19% only.
19%, okay.
The average payout is like 6 to 1.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. I thought this one may be a little different because we got a bunch of starter horses in here trying to win at the N1X level. And I always say this when I look at those races, I always want to find the proper allowance horse. You know what I mean?
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Frank, but there was one we really didn't talk about that I think you have on your ticket. I know I did. Was the number 1 in that next leg, Ray Ray or El Ray Ray?
No, I don't have El Ray Ray.
Demoro for Palma. I always like, when that dude hops on a turfer, I'm always looking at it.
Yeah.
And then a really sharp work, 58 seconds, best of 40. And you usually don't see
them works
them
them fast, though. Palma usually works them fast.
Yeah, and I mean, jockey change, like a big time up. I mean, not to bash, Tiago or anything like that, but, we get a fresh face on, first race since May, and he's already won on a horse for this trainer. So I thought it was an interesting, possibility, and a long shot criteria as well.
I was stuck on the layoff. Did you have any Palma layoff stats when turf races?
He is 12% and 38% in the money. So
that's not bad.
Not horrible. You know what I mean? Not horrible at all.
All right, they're in the gate. Let's get our 1 home here, right, Ciaran?
Yeah, that sounds good. The last straw.
All right, good luck. Nice pick, Ciaran.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those. They all had the top 2 choices had question marks, and that showed it there in the race.
I mean, turning for home, the one looked like it was gearing up. I thought the one was going to make it interesting, but then just kind of flattened out. But, I mean, we're only alive to 1 horse going forward, the price horse, because we didn't think the payouts, the 4 to the 3 and the 6 were, in our opinion, they just weren't worth playing. Considering it's not a low takeout, it's not a higher minimum. But we thought we were getting good value on the 4 to the, who did we end up playing? The 1, right? Or no, who did we do?
No, we're live to one of these days. So yeah, we're getting 4 to the 2 is paying.
Right. Yeah.
$149.
Not bad.
No, we need to get this home, and then we can really start doing some degenerate stuff in the last leg.
Chief Gambling Officer, there he is.
I mean, you saw I wore your shirt here.
I see. Can I be frank?
This was actually I mean, we've got new viewers here, but this was a shirt that actually was the genesis of this show.
Ciaran, you're on mute.
Sorry, hit my hotkey. Frank used to do a show down at the Surfing the Turf, and I got this shirt and jumped in and started making fun of him. And then we were like, you know what? We could do totally do a show like this. I mean, we've been talking about it for a long time, but here we are, a couple of years later.
Ciaran for years was hounding Chris Barr all throughout Del Mar. Oh man, Frank and I, we really want to do a show together. We do a great show. Because okay, hey, tell me, what's the show? Wow, we would just go on a live stream and just gamble and drink and talk smack. And he goes, that's not really a show, is it? Turns out it actually is a show.
It is a show, yes.
It's a really good show. And to Chris Barr's credit, he finally relented and said yes, because we actually did give one little theme. We said, well, we'll only bet the low takeout wagers that you're introducing. So he's like, okay, let's give it a shot. And look,
I mean,
here we are.
We had been looking at those low takeouts. I mean, this is as we've said. I was talking to someone else. I know my handle is up substantially. You know what I mean? When we've got many horse players pulling back, I can say the low takeouts have jumped my handle big time.
Big time. Betting more now than I have in the last 5 years, and that's not an exaggeration.
Nope, same here.
We're doing the show.
Same here. I mean, I read about a lot of people cutting back, but they're just focusing on the wrong bets. I think you got to focus where the low takeouts and these multi-sequence low takeout bets are fantastic.
So I noticed that a lot of there were some people on here who asked us who won a certain race, and some of those are Spanish language individuals. I just saw something about, I don't think the feed is available.
At Santa Anita, no, that they send you to first bet now, I believe, unlike what it used to be.
Yeah, but I heard something about like maybe Roberts Communications or something trying to make it available to the Spanish audience. Whether you're in South America or Mexico, Puerto Rico, wherever you may be, where you can't get the races because of whatever geolocation, stuff like that, or your ADW, you can't get it on your ADW, whatever it may be. But I think that it's just such a simple thing. Like, let people watch the races. I think they were saying that, maybe they're going to start putting all the races on YouTube.
Okay.
So if you're on YouTube, then anybody can watch it from any location in the world, right? Look, the more accessible your product is, the more people will watch, the more eyeballs you will get, and the more people will gamble. See, look, I knew it. Johnny's from Chile. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. We don't show the races on this show because we respect the intellectual property of Santa Anita and their signal. And we want people to be watching it on their platforms because that's, Santa Anita's deal, and that's totally fine. But you're in Chile, so you don't have access to that. We'll find out a little bit more about that if they're going to start making the races available for everybody to watch on YouTube, and we'll look into that because
I just went to Santa Anita's site, and like you said, you used to be able to see the live stream there, and now they redirect you to first. And I mean, there's a lot of countries you can actually get first on, especially in Europe. Like when I was over in Ireland, I was watching all the races on first, but some ADWs don't have agreements, so it all depends.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you can set an account up with no money. So
you have to sign up to First, get an account with First in order to watch the race?
Correct.
So, so I'm guessing that some territories, maybe like South America, First isn't available or whatever. So now they can't watch the race. But we're going to look into that, Johnny, and we'll do a better job going forward announcing the top 3 finishes of each race, because now we know that we have an audience who can't actually watch the race. but they still want to bet, Ciaran. What does that tell you? Racing is missing out.
I mean, this is the best kind of gambling there is. Everyone's all focused on sports betting, but if you're any good at that, you got to go find 50 beards so you can make some money. Whereas here, we could just fire away as much as we want.
I mean, I love Johnny. He's watching a horse racing gambling show. He's betting the races. He can't even watch them. Imagine his handle if he could see the races. He's probably betting hundreds of $1,000s a year. Man, well, thank you for watching, Johnny. We really appreciate your support. Koal Gano. We might have to have Johnny also be our translator. What does that mean? I know Gano, I think, is win. Gano translation.
So it's
which I don't know. I think it's who won. If you're talking about race 6, the 4 won race 6. I'll tell you the full result, and then we're going to get serious starting this late pick 3.
Yeah,
first flash here on the 3 and the 6 are both 2-1.
Yeah, and I was just looking. So the double into the 6 is paying $35.80, Frank. The double into the 3 is paying $40, and then it starts getting exponentially higher. The 11 is $74.80, and then we're up to 83 on the 7, 99 on the 1, and then it starts getting higher. And we're kind of seeing similar on the pick 3. 6 is the favorite at 65. Then we've got 3 at 74, and then it's the 11 and starts going up. So it's another one of those where the pick 3 and the double money did not change. Just like the first leg of this sequence, they're sticking with their conviction that it's a 2-horse race.
Yeah, and how'd that work out last race? They were pretty spot on, weren't they? Yeah. So yeah, the 3 and the 6. Who we talked about. I mean, no surprise there. But there's any.
Well,
any fuzzies? Anyone taking money that you didn't expect?
Not really. I mean, it's still a little bit early, but I was curious, because we think in race 8 we have a dominant favorite. Would you agree on contrarian, the Lee horse, Frank, the number 2? So if we look, I
think that horse is going to be 3-5.
I thought the same, but if we look, so who's the favorite right now? There's the money's saying it's going to be 3-6. So 3 into 2 is $13, Frank.
Okay.
And 6 into the 2 is $11. So 6 is getting. I mean, it's still pretty early, and then.
Yeah, the imputed odds on the 2 in the next race, even money.
Yeah.
That's contrary chieftain, and the second choice would be.
The second choice.
The 3 and the 4.
Yeah, the 1 on some combination. Yeah.
3, 4, 6, 1. Yeah. But I mean, that horse is going to be even money, and that's maybe be shorter, like we said. But how about this race?
The only reason I used the backup ticket is I just wanted one, and we had DeMoro on for Autism Puzzle, the number 1, but that was just like me doing a kind of a side bet. I thought of the chalks we've seen, that's and knowing Lee, he's really cool to hang out with when he's in the Eddie Logan suite. He'll give you so much information. It's great. And this seems just set up, especially on the drop. He's dropping essentially back to the correct level. And when he does that, he wins buckets of money.
Yeah. He's a guy. When his horses get bet, he's pretty reliable. They fire. So I just want to look and see if there's anybody in the will pays other than the 3 and the 6 who we expected to take the money. Anyone getting paid in this leg as a sneaky, where sneaky money show up on anybody? I don't think so. I think the will pays pretty much represent what the morning lines were.
Yeah. The 7 and the 2 on the pick 3 kind of got the same money. 157 on the 2, 153. The 5. The Mike Smith horse, 170. The 11 that some people talked about earlier, with Hera out there, way out there.
See, we learned too.
and then we got the 1 with DeMoro at 219. So I think the odds are kind of reflecting it. Now, there's so much money, I think, in the pools being bet on this 3 and 6, Frank, that if you like some of these other horses, it might be one where you just go basic and do win bet, and you're getting paid.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A little bit more just because so much money is coming on these other two horses. Like if you really like one of these days or you like El Rey, you're getting, like on one of these days, you're getting 14-1 just because so much money is being bet on the other ones versus getting what you should at 6-1.
100%. We talked about that. We've done this on the show before. Don't put yourself at risk of having a 20-1 shot win and then getting knocked out in the next leg. Just bet the horse to win. You can still play your double or your pick 3, whatever, but make sure you have win money on the horse. So, Ciaran, I got my picks at the bottom. Can you put your sheet up so we can talk about the start of the late pick 3? Because this is a key leg, because not only is it the start of the late pick 3, it's the middle leg of the all turf. So in the all turf, Ciaran is alive to the 6, the 2, 3, 9, 1, 11, and 5. You got everybody here, so you're pretty good in that bet.
Correct.
Now, starting your low takeout pick 3, walk us through your structure here.
The horse I really liked here was the 6, so that's why I'm pressing it a little bit more. When I first did it, I was singling the 2 in the next leg, but I'm so confident, on the last leg, I was like, you know what, let me just give myself a little bit of a hedge. And the reason I said that is, like, if you see down here, I kind of wrote, if a long shot wins the first leg of the pick 3, I can tweak my doubles going forward. So that's kind of why I ended up going the way I did. And then, like I said earlier, this upcoming race, it's usually a favorite or a price over 5-1. So my tickets kind of reflect that. The tickets reflect the horse I think should be the favorite and should win, and my other horses on the other ticket. Simple as that.
So I'm with you. I mean, I have the 6 in addition to the 3 on all of my tickets except my backup ticket. So I have 3 tickets with the 3 and the 6. Then I have my backup ticket, which are the Bs. And I'm a little spready here because I'm singling the Contrary Chieftain in the next leg, and then I'm singling the 6, my top pick, in the nightcap. So I can afford to spread. It's only costing $12 to have more coverage in this race to my A horses going forward. And that's kind of like how we do it. I mean, every once in a while, one of us will put up a caveman ticket because we don't have super strong opinions. And actually, you've done pretty good with your caveman tickets. But the way to bet this type of wager is to bet it like this. List your horses in order of preference and bet it accordingly.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people who don't like doing these low takeouts, I used to never do pick 3s and doubles like we've been doing on the show, Frank.
No,
and since I made the
2
pivot,
by 3 by 2, right? I mean, that's.
and since I did the pivot, my ROI is through the roof because the chalk pays for the day. I'll spend whatever it is, $112, and the chalk 3 times will pay $150. But the one where I throw in a bunch of long shots and it's $72, and I get the long shots that's the one you get paid $1,200, $1,300. Et cetera, et cetera.
I'm absolutely with you. I mean, I would do this kind of ticket construction for my pick 4s and my pick 5s, my occasional pick 6s, because you can't. Well, back in the day when they were $1, and $2 pick 6, you couldn't caveman them because it'd cost you too much money. So you had to be a little selective and play multiple tickets. But you're absolutely right. When it came to the double or the pick 3, I was like single by 3 by single, and that was it. But now, given the higher minimums and the lower takeout, you can afford to be a lot. When I say afford, not financially afford, but mentally afford to be more creative in how you structure your bets and how you weight your tickets, because you can spend $72 on a pick 3 because it's going to pay $300 or $500 or $3,000. You couldn't do that when the denomination was 50 cents because it's going to pay $50. You know what I mean?
And then everyone would have that, smart long shot you had that got paid, and they'd have it like 2 or 3 times. So.
Correct. That the 20-1, you would have been better off betting the 20-1 to win because that horse was only 8-1 in the pick 3.
And then people would be like, "Well, the ticket's only $14. Let me throw this horse in, and I'll throw this one in too." And that's why you'd have 5,000 tickets with the long shot on it.
I said this on our show a few times. I said it the other day when I did the first look preview for the Santa Anita website with Jeff Chapman, Seminar Skip, and Gina Bacoli. These bets force you to be better handicappers because you just can't buy horses, and they force you to be clever and proficient with your ticket construction. Because if you try to caveman them, it's going to cost you too much money. Because it's a $5 minimum or a $3 minimum. So, Ciaran, I love that you're pivoting in this way because I know you've never been an ABCX guy, but intuitively that's because you always list your horses in order of preference, right? So intuitively you are, but you just never viewed it that way. But when we're putting our tickets together like this, that's basically the strategy you're employing. You just don't call it ABCX, you know?
No, you're hammering your more sure things. And when you see me actually throw up the occasional caveman, that's because, man, I just can't land on something I feel like I have to spread, which sucks. And I usually don't win those. When I'm cavemaning,
you hit a couple of caveman ones.
Once in a while, you know what I mean? But it's not like one, you know, like it's usually the ones that hit are the ones that are spread like this, where I've got it covered on a chalk, but I got the backup. And
well, that's how you
what I mean. And for the new viewers here, like when I start a new meet, I have a budget in mind. And if you look at, I mean, Frank too, like for our doubles and our pick 3 bets, we're usually $150 or less, but we will push up to that limit because the pays have made it worthwhile doing that much money. Even when it chalks out, like yesterday, I think I spent, I don't know, offhand, I probably spent $140, you know, on my multiple all turf pick 3s. I paid 3 times, so it was $220. I made like 40% return. So that's the goal. You know, when it chalks out, to break even and cover the bets and a slight profit, and have a chance at making stacks is how I'm approaching it.
Well, here, let's go back to Jay again, because he mentioned an interesting horse in the middle leg, the next race, which is race 8. Do we have tunnel vision, Ciaran, with Contrary Chieftain? Are we being stubborn because that horse looks like such a standout? His sneaky horse in the next leg is, it looks like, based on this ticket, the 7. Smarty Nose for Sally Rivera and A.L. Bautista.
That's the guy who won. Actually, now that I look at it, I think that's who was on when I was on TVG. Was this the jockey? You probably remember more than I do. That he won on that.
No, it was Ricardo Jaime.
Oh, that was Jaime. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Ricardo Jaime, and the trainer was oh my God, it was a guy we never even heard of. I forget. But no,
I mean,
Bautista's he's a 5-pound bug boy. Jay, give us a little info on why you like this horse. I know you mentioned the Los Al races. When I see those 1,000-yard races, I try to find horses where that final time is less than 53 seconds. This horse has run over the 53 seconds twice against cheaper company. So that kind of put me off a little bit. You know, that Los Al race was grinding away at the end at 5 furlongs. So maybe the extra distance today, you know, just put the horse in front with the bug boy. Maybe that makes the difference. I don't know. We love weight breaks on this show. I'll tell you that.
But I mean, and it is a mile. Yeah. So.
Yeah. But I mean, this horse has never been beyond like 5.5. I mean, recently, it's just crazy.
Well, and this is the beauty of this, Frank. If we're alive, when we're alive out of this race and we start looking at the will pays on the double, this might be one where we go, you know, this is our risk in here. And, you know, it might be one where we actually do a double 7 into the ones we really like in the next leg if it pays, just as a hedge.
Yeah, we could. Well, I mean, I love the way Jay's approaching because, look, he's already looking to see what it pays to the 7 in the next leg. Spot play in the next is 80-1. He's going to use 7 horses here. Get over his minimum win odds. Then he's a 3-6 to the 7 for $4, and then 2, 5, 7, 10, 11. So he's got lots of coverage in this leg, and if he's right, that's the other thing. When you don't have to worry so much about it when it's a $2, but if you're playing a $5 double, you have to make sure that whatever you spend in the double, if you had just taken that money and bet your horse to win, you got to make sure that the double is going to pay way more than if you just bet $100 to win on the horse.
I think we actually had that happen a couple of times at Del Mar where we were like, yikes, if we just taken all that money we spent spreading.
Yeah, in one of the tournaments. Yeah. It was I forget. It was like maybe Tennessee Honey Bear or something. Remember that horse?
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Easy horse. I mean, I know the horse was like 8-5 or whatever, but like we spent a lot of money trying to, tie that horse in a lot of different combinations. We should just crush the horse to win.
Shoulda, coulda, but we've learned. We moved on. I mean, if you don't learn from your last, mistakes.
So here we go. Dan H on the pedigree angle for Jay's number 7 horse in the next leg. Smarty Nose can get the distance on both sides. He will add. Let's go, Jay. I am not going to add the horse in my pick 3, but like Ciaran said, we'll have the luxury of the double probables going forward into the last race where I have a strong opinion. I could absolutely use that 7 because the 7 is going to be a big bomb. But I don't want to pivot in the pick 3 right now. But the double is open for discussion.
Double, I think we're absolutely going to be looking at what those pays are. Now, if you were to do a pick 3, I mean, we're alive to the 2 in here, so we probably don't need to pivot on the pick 3, Frank. But if we were to do 3-6 with 7, I'm just looking, pricing it out, if I was, and I really like, for me, the 8-10 in the next, I'd be looking at $18. I don't know if I want to spend $18 though, That's the thing. And I don't think I'm not comfortable enough in this leg to single.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the double probables going forward to that. So with the 3 horse here to Jay's 7, 70 almost. It's like 75-1. Second highest on the board. The 5 is the longest shot on the board in the double. I mean, the 2 is the 2 is $10. The next closest is $63. I mean, they're betting the 2 in the next leg like can't lose. And I don't think the horse can lose, but that's why I'm saying, do I just have so much tunnel vision that I'm, being lazy?
Well, we don't have to do a pick 3, Frank. We could do a 2-3, 6. We don't even need to do the 2 because we're alive, right? We could just do a $2 double, 6-3 into 7 for $4.
We could. Sure, why not? Let's ride with the crew. You know what? In Jay we trust. We're gonna piggyback Jay. Well, don't worry, we won't crush your odds. We're only gonna do it for a couple of bucks.
No, we're just gonna do it for $2. 6 for $2. 6.
Hold on, let me see the race. It's race 7, right?
Correct.
Yep. $2 double.
Yeah, 6 into 7 is paying $233. 3 into 7 is paying $157. So, well, why not?
So 3-6 with 7.
Yeah.
We're riding the J train. Let's go. All right.
$4. I mean, but look. I mean, again, look, what we're talking about. We were never going to use that horse in the next leg, but we've got coverage everywhere else, and we're looking at the will pays. And we're like, you know what? Someone's got an angle that kind of makes sense, and it's $4, and we can pay for our bets if it comes in.
I know Jay is one of us because look at this is the kind of thinking he brings to the table. Like we talked about, you don't want to overbet yourself, right? He goes, normally I'd bet 20 to win on the 7 in the next and be done with it, right? But he can use 7 or 8 horses in this leg, only going to cost him $18, and he knows he's going to get better odds than what the the horse is going to be in the win pool. So that's how you need to tackle these wagers if you want to be a serious horse player and make money in the long run. So I love it, Jay. You've been a great contribution to the show. Really appreciate you taking time, not just to join us, but to participate and help educate everybody, including us. That's why we do the show. Charlie Steinberg on a time song put Smith up. Awful trip last time. Galloped out fabulous. I agree. I mean, I have 5. I have the 5 on my backup ticket. Ciaran talked about the 5 as being a contender. And you have it on your spread ticket too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that, like I said, if I don't use Mike Smith, this is the kind of sneaky spot he would win on. And
he would.
Yeah, I mean, and
well, time song ran on Breeders' Cup weekend, and I think we both really liked him that day. And he was a little disappointing, but he's got 2 okay races at Santa Anita, so maybe like one of these days he gets back at Santa Anita and he runs a career best. So I absolutely would use that horse. Here, this SC3 talked about your El Rey Ray.
I really want one of these days to win. I mean, one of my sayings I always joke around is, one of these days I'm going to win, you know, and then I got a chance to buy into the horse. I was like, how do I not buy into a horse? For the saying I say all the time. I was kind of disappointed when we, you know, put it up for sale, but, you know, that's how
I think
it is.
you want the horse to lose, and you want Victor to drop the horse in for 25, and then we can get DTL Crew. We'll do a whip around, and we'll claim the horse for DTL Stables. Why not? Let's go. Talk about LA Ray again, Ciaran, because you mentioned that horse as well as a long shot play.
58 second workout, and you know when these two.
They're off. I'm sorry, they're off. Sorry. We just have too much fun. Frank just gave me a heart attack. He said, Centro del Toro, maybe. I thought he called him as the winner. Oh, Baldoro ran huge. I feel bad for anyone who had the 10.
That was rather scary on that one. I was like, do I have that one? No, I didn't.
Not the 10. No, we both had the 3 for sure.
And I even had notes for it, you know, Diego for Powell, but I was like, a 7-year-old back on the juice, but I guess the juice, wow, like almost stole that race. Holy
I think the 3 got it in slow-mo. There might be an inquiry here because they were not letting City Exile get through. I don't know if they were drifting in or there was just no spot. I would love to see the head on there. I'm pretty sure the 3 got it, but I don't want to say, you know, I don't want to jinx anybody.
But yeah, I mean, 6 just had no hole.
Look at this. We have Juan Carlos Carrasco from Venezuela representing. Thank you for joining us, my friend. Ciaran, we're international, man. Irish, Italian, we got Venezuelan, we got Chilean.
All the horse racing countries that people forget about, you know what I mean?
That's right.
I mean, how many jockeys are from Chile and Venezuela, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's
Brazil. Yeah, the South American racing industry is pretty good and pretty interesting. I would love to go to races down there.
I mean, you saw all those jokes about, you know, the ex-president of Venezuela and his Breeders' Cup horses. Like, he was all into horses as well.
Maduro,
yeah.
He was?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. But anyway, hope you're safe in Venezuela and everything's going well. We really appreciate you tuning in. Can I ask you a question? Because our other South American followers, especially one from Chile, said he can't watch the races or doesn't have access to seeing the race. Do you have the same case in Venezuela? Are you not watching the races? You're just stuck with us? Oh, man, I feel bad for you if that's the case. Yeah, oh, she's right. Don't forget Japan and Australia. We do have an Australian occasionally in Andrew Brown. He hops on. There you go. Good call there, Terry. In Hong Kong, too.
Man, they're taking a while to put this photo up.
And there's got to be an inquiry.
They don't say it. They're just saying waiting for the photo. So I don't know what they're doing. They're calling around. What do you think? Who won?
It's funny. Miramari, when he said the horse I was like, yes. And then he said maybe. He never says maybe. He has such a good eye. It's not even funny. 3. Yeah, I thought it was a 3 too. But it's got to be closer than we all thought. So how about that? Leonard Powell finished 2nd and 3rd. Thank goodness the Mullins came through because we're alive to everything now.
Rispoli just that horse will be 3 to 5 next race. That was a horrible spot for him, unfortunately. Well, we get out of the leg by just barely. So who are you alive?
They don't, Ciaran. They don't ask the winning margin when they're giving you your hundreds.
What? So who are you alive to now on the all turf? How many horses? Oh, you're just alive. Are you alive to more than just 6, or do you have?
No,
multiple?
I'm just single to the 6.
I'm actually can't remember.
But Ciaran, that was a Hail Mary pivot play.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I didn't have that in my write-up in my matrix. I don't have that.
That was a show pivot, just because I'm looking at the board.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So in my matrix write-up, I tell everybody, please watch the show because these bets are subject to change.
Yeah, my all turf. I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm alive to my top 2 choices on that. And
the 10 and the 8, right?
Yeah, but at least on my pick 3 now, I'm alive with my single to the chalk here. My pick 3 ticket is alive to some prices as well in the next. So I've got a little bit of coverage now. I can possibly do different stuff.
So you have the only ticket you're alive to is that middle one, right?
Middle one on both of them. And on the pick 3, I've got my single in this leg as the 2, but then I've got 2 long shots in the last leg. On my all turf, I'm just alive to my top 2 choices in the last leg on the all turf, the 8-10.
All right. So let me just real quick. This is good because now we got to figure out what our double strategy is going to be, right? So
yes.
Let me show what I'm alive to. As Ciaran mentioned, see that last one at the bottom, the very last one I list there. That was originally just 8 with 3, 6 with 6. Then during the show, I bet the 9 because that's what the show's about, right? So I am lucky to be alive there.
I'm going to put mine back up, Frank. We can actually both hit that late one because we can't. I can hit my pick 3 if I single here. Yeah, so I'm only 10-8 on the all turf. You win or I win with my 10-8 and your 6 on the tickets.
Okay, but yeah, now let's look at the pick 3. So the 3-1, right? So I'm alive on that first ticket to the 6-8, to the 2 with the 6-8. I'm alive the 1-6 to the 6-8. I'm alive 2 with the 3-4-5. And that's it. So I am kind of spready too, but we're in that last leg, we're using different horses. I'm 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and you are, I don't have that 10. Who is that 10? Let me see that 10. Oh, yeah. I looked long and hard at that horse. She could absolutely, I mean.
We talked earlier. That was the Paula horse.
Yeah. I was worried about the post. I was worried about the double layoff lines. But it would not shock me if that horse won. But here's the thing, Ciaran. We are now in the late double part of the program. Yes. We can look at probables and see if.
Yeah, we can pivot now. We can press things or add ones we don't have. And, am I okay with what I've got? So we can see what's going on here.
All right. I haven't done this all show. Like and subscribe. Please.
Oh, we keep forgetting. We're horrible at that.
We're like the worst self-marketers. I mean, our numbers are great with it. As poor as we are promoting ourselves on like and subscribe, our numbers are pretty good for horse racing shows.
Also, Frank, we've got the the will pays aren't up yet. We got to wait a little bit longer. They'll probably come up a little bit now. I was on the all turf is what I was saying. I guess we got a few more minutes to wait on that. But hey, let's see what we're looking at here. So on this one, 2 to 5. You said 3 to 5, so I'm not surprised with these prices. You? I'm not surprised.
No, we said that. Let's look at the will pays. What is that horse playing in the double?
So in the double, the 2 is paying $9.60. That's a while since we've seen sub $10. And then it starts jumping. The 6 is $6.43. The 1 is $74. I'm actually shocked. Oh, the 6. I mean, I thought about betting the 6 just because I live next to Alpine, but I was like, that's not enough of a reason.
This is supposed to be a high-level gambling show. Please do not tell people to bet a horse just because you live near Alpine.
Remember
no, but it works for you.
Luck
of the Irish.
Remember when we do the seminars, we go, hey, when all else fails, bet names. And, the amount of times, like my story when I used to do the seminar, when I went in for you was there was a horse named I'm Sexy, and the wife said, bet that one. And I was like, I'm not betting that horse. She's like, bet it. So I was like, all right, whatever, $2 a show. Horse ended up winning at like 40 or 50 to 1. She's counting her money. I'm like, sorry, honey, here's your $12.
When a woman tells you to do that, you do it, because women's intuition is so much better than our unevolved brains. They're at a much higher level than us. They feel the vibrations, so they're women's intuition. But look at this, Mike Whalen, thank you. He just liked and subscribed just for me.
Thank you.
I appreciate that, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. The pick 3, Frank, the 2 is paying $27.70. I think this is one of the lowest ones we've seen. And that's saying something when we've had some monster, Bafferts and whatnot, on the show. This is one of the lowest ones we've seen, at least for our sequence. So that is a dominant.
But it's not a surprise, right, Ciaran?
No, not at all. Like this is, we even said it, like this is probably one of the most logical singles in a sequence we've seen in a long time. But
at the same time, it's a little scary that we're saying that, because these are 8-dime claimers. They can go in and out of form like that. You know what I mean?
But at
it's
least
not like it's a reliable allowance horse. So it is a little scary in that regard. But I mean, all things point to this horse crushing this field.
And especially for this trainer, this is his kind of move. You know what I mean? Some other guys drop into the 8K, but I mean, this horse almost won at Del Mar for 5K. Then they jumped up to 16K. I mean, the horse wasn't embarrassed, and then down to this 8K, take the horse, get paid. And I mean, the pool, like 18, 4 years and up.
Yeah, it's just, plus also, I mean, like I said, I don't want to feel like I'm being lazy or stubborn, but like, there's most horses in here like are unproven at around 2 turns. It's like, or coming out of sprints at Los Al, like just very, very tricky. Let's look at Jay's 7 here. He had a good comment. $4 double. Yeah, he's alive in the all-turf pick 3, 2 times to the. Oh, he's got nice coverage in the next leg, the nightcap.
Yeah, the 6.
Yeah, let's look at the 7. Did the 7 take any like sneaky money in the wheel pays at all?
It is it's the second most highest. The 5 is paying in the pick 3 $560. The 7 is paying $352. And the double, the 7 is paying $133. I mean, it's
no money.
Yeah. Now I will say, going into the next leg, Frank.
Let's start doing that.
The 2 into the 6 is $29. The money started coming in. 2 into the 8 is $51. 2 into the 10 is $47. So early money, your 6 is looking pretty good.
Yeah, I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 in various combinations. And who do you have? Who did you? Not necessarily that you're alive to, but who did you use in the last? All the horses that you used, because I want to write that down. Because
all the horses I used were 10, 8, 6, 12 in that order.
6, 12. So we both have the 8 and 6. So I don't have the 10 or the 12. So I might look at actual saber doubles to those horses, because if you end up hitting the pick 3 and I get whacked, I at least want to have the double, so I don't have to have you lording, your King Ciaran over me until tomorrow. So can you do an exercise for me?
Yeah, because
you look at the 2 to the 10, 12 in the next, the double.
2 to the 10 is $49. 2 to the 12 is $159.
That's good. I can just come back and play doubles to the ones that I don't have.
Yeah, and because I'm going to probably stick with my bets that I put up earlier. And one of my saber bets was the 2 to the 6, that I didn't have on my pick 3s. 2 to the 6 right now is paying $30. I'll have it 3 times. That's only $90. I might have to make it 4 times.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on now. 2 with 10, and that's. Sorry, I'm just I'm putting my late double up this one anyway, so I don't forget. And then $10.
So my big bet in this one was 2 into the 10 is $49. I was going to do that 6 times. I'm happy with that. I mean, the 8 and the 10 are both paying $49. Frank.
Wait, you're doing it 6 times?
Yeah, I'm doing it 6 times.
I'm going to do it 7 times.
So I'm doing a $30 double, 2 and 8, 10. So that's 6 times. I mean, I'm happy with 290. And then I've got a $5 saver double, 1, 2 with 12. So 1 with the 12 is 713. 2 with the 12 is 159. So I'm okay with that plan that I had. And then I was planning on doing a $10 double, 1 with 8, that's 288, and 1 with 10, 296. So my $120 in bet, I don't think I'm going to change much unless we see some money flow. I like the bets that I planned out earlier.
Right, okay. I don't know why I'm having a math brain freeze here. $35 double 210 just cost $35, right?
Correct, Frank. That was what you
$10
know what it was?
double 212 just cost 10, right?
Yeah, the other day when you were like saying, Ciaran, your math's wrong. I'm like, Frank, you're trying to throw the bet in, like the $5. And how do I throw the 5 in there?
It's so funny. If I have like a little brain lock on something, I'm stuck. So I'm like staring at this and I'm going, there you go. So here's my saver double. I'm doing it 1 extra time. Right? You have it for $30?
Maybe.
And then 212. Because I don't have the 10 or the 12 in my pick threes. I have a lot of other horses, and we have some of the same, but those are 2 of your horses who I don't have. So I don't want to get beat by them.
No,
that's why we do the show. I actually sometimes, I give you a lot of guff. Sometimes I actually do respect your opinion. Sometimes.
And I actually my saver bet. I mean, I had the 6 on other tickets. If Rispoli was able to get out in the last leg, I'd have options. So my original
can you
plan
put up what you have, because I don't see anything.
My original plan was to.
And we got to do a community.
Yeah, because my original plan was I was only going to do a $15 double. 2 with the 6 is kind of a saver on my third choice, but that's paying 2 with 6 is paying $29, and 3 times it's like $90. I'm like, Why did you like the 6, Frank? Talk me onto the 6. I mean, I made it a third choice in that next leg. What is it that made that be the horse that you were going through?
Oh, I just love. I mean, Mullins gets the horse, protects the horse in a waiver claim, stretches the horse out on turf, 6-1. Probably was a little short that day. He goes, oh man, my plan was to protect once at 50 and then run for 50. He says, no, I like what I saw. I get to protect her again. And if I win that, now I'm eligible for starters. I can keep her in the barn. I think that was a good race.
And I will say, I think one of the reasons I made it the third choice was until today, Barrios and Mullins were 0 for 9, but I think they won was it 2 today? At least one, not 2 back. They won that one. So
the horse who was won Central del Antro or whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know if they had one earlier, but they've at least busted that non-win streak. And what else did I say? I mean, this trainer's 30% second-time Lasix for a profit. And we talk about, it's one thing when they do well, but you want them to do well and actually be profitable when they do it.
Plus, I mean, Mullins is just on fire. I mean, he's having a great meet. I actually was going to – I mean, I do have that horse singled on some tickets. I wasn't going to use anybody else, but I ended up also wanting to have some action on the O'Neill horse that you talked about, because I think we both see the same sneaky things in that horse.
Well, we can put up two as well. I was messaging Scotty, so he said we could use their AI. So how about I throw up Equine Edge's AI for that last race, because I've been kind of playing around with that a little to add something new. So let me find that here. Let's share the screen here.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I want to look at the imputed odds real quick in the last. Winika 3-1, Angelica Bay almost 6-1. Your 10 is second choice in the double. So funny, my 6 is not as much of a favorite as I was expecting her to be, but she is the favorite. And then it's Ciaran's horse, the 10, and then our horse, the 8, Angelica Bay. Okay, what do you got here? Let me hide my thing here. Hold on.
This is our thing, and I mean, you can, based on our AI, you can, you get the start. They'll tell you first call, second call, third. I usually just skip to the end, and then I'll go back and look. But they have the 6 slightly winning. 6, 8, 9, 10. I mean, it's pretty, pretty close there.
Now,
for the 6, they've got the morning line, and then they come up with their own, proprietary, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So they think the morning line is pretty legit there.
Well, let me ask you this real quick, Ciaran, though. I mean, you came up with the 6, 8, 10 on your own research,
Correct.
And then you use this kind of as a complementary tool to kind of back up your opinion or maybe put you on a horse that you may have ignored, right?
Yes. I mean, I use that. I use Race Lens too. I have a plan for the race, and then if it's vastly different than what I come up with, it makes me go, what am I missing here? Do I need to look? Am I got blinders on? Am I looking at something too closely here? Yeah.
That's how I use optics as well. I do my own work because that's what I'm used to. Like I always say, if this were 20 years earlier, I would probably just use optics exclusively. But because I actually enjoy the process, and I have my thing with the racing form, I start there, and then I use optics as a complement to that. So we have very similar approaches. We just use different products.
And then I like looking at their little thing here where it compares the morning lines. And for example, I tossed the number 4. I put it on there, and I think my notes for the number 4. What did I say on my notes? Hang on. What did I say for 4? Number 4, Ghostess. Up in class, jockeys 0 for 16 for the trainer. So I was like, yeah, I'll pass on that. You know what I mean? And when I look at this one, they kind of agreed the odds were going to go up. But looking at this 12 here, the 12 actually has a chance here. I mean, they've got your 6 at 21%, Frank. They've got my 8 at 11, my 10 at 15, and the 12, again, is the sneaky one. They have the morning line being incorrect. So I like seeing that. That's a validation to me thinking, hey, maybe this one's better than we all thought.
That's why I am using the 12 in a double saver. I actually have the 10 is an X and the 12 is an X in my matrix. But I tell people you have to watch the show. We need real-time info to inform our wagering strategies.
And then something I started using this week, I did like their seminar the other day, Frank. And, to get an idea, Scotty did like a live thing where he walks through the product. But they have an interesting thing here that we might be able to use in the next leg, a ticket generator. And you can when we get to the last leg, we can look at it. But you can blow out horses and give it, just a night versus us.
Why don't we do it now for the late double? Why don't we do an exercise for the late double for fun? Let's try it for the community ticket.
All right. Daily double. What do we want to spend? What's our budget?
I don't know.
$20 or $50 or what? What do you want to do?
$50.
All right, $50. All right. So you could just do one, caveman. It'll come up with something here. Yeah, you're like, all in all, $48. But we're going to go over here and we're going to modify it. So we think the 2 is a lock in first place, correct?
Yeah. My B's are the 1 and the 6. I don't know if they allow you to do A's and B's and stuff.
Let me start a new wager. So daily double. 50. I've only played around with it once, but when I played around with it the other day, I didn't like 2 favorites. It would have been probably pretty good for that first leg, and I ended up doing a $1 trifecta, I think, at Aqueduct by tossing a couple of favorites, and it paid $130.
You got to change the denomination there. It's a $5 bet.
Yep. All right, and generate ticket. So they're doing that. So which horse do we think? What horse do we want to blow out of this leg, Frank? Which horse do we say has no chance?
I have the 2 as a strong A, and then I have the 1 and the 6 as lukewarm B's.
All right.
That's it.
So why don't we blow?
X is everybody else. But Jay has the 7, so we could use the 7.
I killed it. I might have to play around with this more when we're not on the show, Frank.
Okay, that's fine. Well, yeah, why don't you do that, and we'll try it next time. But what are we going to do here for the crew?
All right.
I'm looking at the doubles going forward. The 2 with the 6 is the favorite at 28. And the 6 is pretty heavy.
Yeah, the 6 is
The
very.
8 is 49. The 10 is 52. And then everything else, 76 and 95, and everything else is over 100. So, wow. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know either. And I mean, I'm like, your 6 was my third choice. I mean, but Mullins is hot, but I'm kind of hoping so that I can actually win my all turf that Mullins got his race for the day.
hey, when you win one, you win two.
Yeah.
So how much time do we have here?
We got
Only 4 minutes. I do want to just see who people have real quick here. Let me roll through. I'm sorry, Tippy. That was a tough beat for Stacks. Mike Whalen, subscribe. Jeff, thanks for joining us. He's still, I don't know if the Patriot game is over, but yeah, we can be snobs. That's true. But I actually like the low sal horses, but I like to see a fast time, and I don't really like to see them going a mile, but that's just me. But I'm not a snob about it. Payouts for the 7 are big, yeah. Coast to Coast is a carryover. We might have to look at that. Kimmy the Kid in the house. Charlie, here we go. Ciaran, $5 daily double, 1, 2, 7, and then spread. Watch out for the 3 and the 7 in the next leg, I think. Equine Edge is a 29.0. There you go. Look at that. Expires January 31st. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Actually, they gave me that. I meant to put it up. Sorry, my bad. Hang on. I'll find it. I'll find it here somewhere. I had it.
We got to do something for the DTL. So why don't we just do...
Yeah, I got it here. They gave me this. I'll screenshot it for us, Frank. They did actually. If they had a share screen right here. Yep, and you get to try it for $29, and then it's $49. I mean, I'm paying $100 a month for it. So if I'm paying $100 or something, I'm finding value. If that makes anything. And it usually only takes, the way I look at it when I pay this stuff, one bet pays for a month, and I get more than one bet's worth out of it, if that makes sense.
Here, we got someone else from Venezuela. How about that?
Hey, Frank, so what do you think about just doing a saver bet and not spending a lot of money today when we just use the 7 with our 3 horses in the next leg?
I think let's do that. Let's support Jay.
The pays are so good, we don't need to spend a whole lot of money hedging because we have it other ways today. Yeah,
the reason this is tricky for us, Ciaran, is because we're alive on all of our tickets to horses that we really like. So we don't want to bet money on horses we don't. But I like Jay's case. So let's play the 7 to, what did we say, the 6, 8, and who else?
6, 8, 10, and we'll throw in the 12 as well because it really pays stacks. So spending $20 versus what we usually spend, which is okay. We get
True.
And we get to cheer for something crazy happening in this leg that we don't think.
No, we don't have, exactly. So 7 with, what'd you say?
7
6,
with
8,
6, 8, 10, 12.
10, 12 for $5. That's $20, right?
Yeah.
I like it. That's good.
And I mean, we spend a lot less than we normally do on our crazy bets, but we've been alive to a bunch of stuff. And really, the only reason we're going against our sure things is if something happens, just spending $5, we have a chance for big money. I mean, just looking at the will pay. So right now, Frank, the 7 just for $5 into the 6 is $526. Into the 8 is $760. Into the 10 is $647, and the 12, $1263. So if there's some craziness here, we're going to be going, wow.
Well, I want to ask you a question real quick because we've been talking about a lot of different things. You said that you had that the 6 is your third choice. Are you pivoting at all? Are you going to put more money on any combinations with the 6? Or are you fine where you are?
I did a $15. So what's it paying right now? So right now the 2 into the 6 is paying $31. I would have it 3 times, so $90.
Okay. That's kind of lame.
It is lame, but I'm debating whether I not do it at all. But I don't want to. I want to cheer for you and have a piece of it as well. And
Yeah, you don't want to overspend on a horse that was your third choice, right?
I don't want to overspend. And you know what? If I get blown out on all of my tickets, I spent 130 on my double, and I made $90 back. So I still get to collect some money and fire away tomorrow. So we got tomorrow.
They're loading. Yeah, we have a show tomorrow, by the way. And as Terry says, like, subscribe, invite friends. We welcome all at the DTL. Absolutely. We like to gamble. We like to drink. We like to have fun. We love the horses. That's what we're all about. Some people just watch us for the entertainment. It's like the Abbott and Costello of the 21st century, man.
Yeah, I mean, you guys just tuning in. This is what Frank put up while we wait for the... And this was my response.
All right, they're in the gate. Good luck, everybody. 2-7, 2-7. They're off.
Well, that's what you want to see.
That's how a 3 to 5 shot's supposed to win, Ciaran. I mean, it was a gift on that horse.
And, you know, you're going to have people who say, Jan, you guys picked the 3 to 5, but if you structure it with in and out of bets, you'll turn that 3 to 5 into 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, even more maybe.
Well, yeah, here, let me see real quick. Where's my... Look at that first line. I have a $9 pick 3 going. So I have it 3 times. I don't know. Maybe it's still going to pay lousy, and I should have played it a lot more.
3 times, you know? And we're...
What did we say, Ciaran? We said it was pretty formful?
Correct.
So we played it that way, but we also have some tickets where we use some price horses as well. So
correct.
So let's look at what you have in the late...
So I made it out of here on my pick 3, and that's the ticket I wanted to get out with. So now I've got, you know, the four horses now alive in the next leg. I got 10, 8, and your 12. So
that's your 12. That's not my 12.
No, well, we've got. Oh, we didn't do it the community one, but
no, I ended up using the 12 in the double, 10 and 12 in the double because of you.
Correct. So
because I have a ticket with 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
No, what I'm saying is, if my horses win that you didn't have in the last leg because of the pivot, you're going to win.
Correct.
And if your horse wins that I pivoted on, I'm going to win as well because I've got a different way. So, I mean, that's the beauty of stacking up these bets and, you know, using the information and, you know.
So here, Ciaran, to your point, here's what I did with the double.
There's so much information out there. You know, you can get Frank's right up for every race day, you know, and then I'm doing the all turf for free there too. So even when we're not doing the show, you can look at, and Frank likes 1, 2, 3, and I like 3, 4, 5, and you go, all right, well, I kind of like each of them. And
I love Ciaran so much because we're both so brutally honest with each other about our handicapping and our betting and our work. When we went to the SDSU basketball game, we were talking about the matrix, and he goes, "Yeah, Frank, here he is, number 9, global consort. You write about 1,000 words, grade X." You're writing a novel about an X horse you're not even using.
Yep.
And I was like, you know what? You're so right, because I feel like I have to make such a strong case against the horse because I'm Xing the horse. So I end up writing more about the X's than I do about the A's.
Yeah, I mean, I will say the example on today's, Frank, where did I put my write-up here? So like the example on this one for today, it even made it onto my sheet. And I talk about like when I do, you know, a write-up, I'll show you right here. So I'll just share my screen to give you an idea what you know what I mean, when I'm looking at, so you can make sense. Like right
definitely.
here.
Hold on, let me hide this. Go ahead.
So there's my write-up here. So, you know, down on the bottom, I go through, you know, and I have the ones, and sometimes when I look at this, I'm like, well, I thought enough of the horse to write about it. You know what I mean? So that when it comes to the day, you know, the actual race, I'll go, well, you know, I'm trying to find other things. Maybe I'm doing an exotic bet, but I tossed the 4 because I was looking. I was like, this jockey is 0 for 16. So, I mean, that was kind of, but when you would write about that, Frank, you would probably come to the same conclusion where you weren't using the 4, but there'd be like 14 lines of writing.
Yeah, exactly. In 4,000 words. And you're right, Ciaran. It's just so right. I think to myself, every time I sit down to write, I was like, I'm going to keep it lean and mean, lean and mean, lean and mean. And then I ended up writing, I write a novel about
because when Frank came to the game, we went to triple overtime. What was the game over at 11 o'clock at night? And Frank's like, man, I got to go home and write this novel. And I'm like, what? And that's when I was like, dude, why you just say X? This horse has no chance. Next. But when you say this horse has no chance, well, 14 years ago, he ran in a grade 1 and blah, 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 blah.
No, I write here. This is how my analysis would go. Number 1, flight line. Best horse in the race, grade A. Number 2, $8,000 claimer, so-and-so. Well, this horse is stepping up in class. If you go 18 back to 2021, you'll see that on this racetrack, it was 81, grade X.
Yep. All right, let's see. Oh, I forgot to look and see what we were looking at. Let's look at the will pays on the all turf.
Now we can look at all that stuff.
Yeah, so all turf pick 3.
How about this? You guys are the greatest. Thank you, Nando, for joining us.
Wow, Frank. Interesting. So all turf pick 3. What are you alive to, Frank?
I have to call it up. Let me see. I don't need to put it on the screen.
The 6 is the favorite, paying $155.
That was my pivot. So that's how much? 155?
155.
Yeah, but you know what I spent on that bet with my other combinations? Because
130.
I only played the 9 at the very end.
Yeah, but you got
$102. So I'm not going to do well. I'll make a profit, but
you're actually getting your stake back to fire away tomorrow by a pivot live on the show, and it didn't cost you. What did that ticket cost you anyway? How much extra? $12?
No, $6 because it was 9 with 3, 6 with 6.
So that $6 pivot saved you $150 if you
make me $30. You're right. You know what? That's a very good point. I wasn't going to use the horse, so I was going to lose the money. Now I have a chance to actually win a little bit.
And then
that's what I'm alive to. What are you alive to in the all turf?
The 10 is 320.
Nice.
The 8 is 340.
Nice.
The 3, which is interesting, is actually the third choice at 331, Frank. I didn't look at the 3 at all. Did you?
Wait, I thought I asked you who you were alive to in the all turf.
Oh, all turf. That's the one I'm pulling up right now. I'm alive to 8. Oh, I think I'm only alive to 8 and 10.
Wait, I thought you just gave me the number for the all turf. No,
I gave you. What's your question, so I can make sure I'm answering you correctly?
You gave me $155 to the 6. You asked me who I was alive to in the all turf.
Oh, you're alive to 6. Is that it, or do you have more?
In the all turf.
In the all turf, correct.
Right. But I thought you gave me the numbers.
Yeah, 155 for the sixes.
Right. So who are you alive to? I was writing down numbers, but
I'm alive too, and I'm actually, let me pull it up. I know one of my.
I think you have it way more chance of hitting than I do.
Let me see, because I know one of my main tickets got knocked out. I'm alive to. I had 4-9. 6 went down, so I'm alive 4-9. I'm just alive to the 10-8 on my altar.
Okay, and they're paying 320 and 340.
Correct.
340 and 320. Yeah, those are really good. Okay, so now let's move to the late pick 3, right?
Correct. Let me go there.
I am alive to 3 times to the 6 and the 8. I am alive.
You're alive 3 times to the 6, so 3 times. 6 is paying $48 on the pick 3.
So 120.
The 8 is paying 78.
So 78 times 3. That's not, okay. And I also have a 1 time to the where was it? 6 with 2. 1 time to the 3, 4, and 5.
3 is 129.
Ugh.
Oh no, 188. 4 is 129.
And 5?
And 5 is 798. That's your sweet one.
Yeah, but the 6 I have 120 in the pick 3, 155 in the all turf, and then I also have a $35 double. But let's go through your pick 3s. Who are you alive to? You have spread here, right?
I'm pretty spready, I think. Let's see on the screen.
Good.
I'm alive to I've got 6, 8, 10, 12.
One time though?
Just 1 time, that's it.
Yeah, 6 and 8's that's not going to be good for you. But what are the 10 and the 12?
Pick 3, 6, 8, 10 is 145.
Okay.
12 is 516.
Yeah, you need the 12. I'm actually, even though the 6 is the shortest price, I've got it everywhere. What does the double pay with the 6?
Double with the 6 is $31.
So I have that. I have a $35 double. So what is that? I have it 7 times.
Yeah, so that's another 200.
I'm like close to 500 if the favorite wins. So I'm okay with that.
Favorite wins, and you'll have money to gamble tomorrow.
No, I'll make money if it's 500 plus because I have it.
That's what I'm saying. Like you'll have some money.
Yeah. Right. Come back and like actually gamble a little bit. Yeah. So that's the point, Ciaran. That's why we structure our tickets the way we do, right?
We have horses we think are going to do well, and we press them a little bit more in tickets, but then we've got coverage with other horses. And look, you've got a couple of chalks that are paying pretty handsomely a few times.
And I'm alive to the 10 and the 12 in the double only because. Oh, actually, no, I didn't. Yeah, I'm alive to the 10 and the 12 in the double because of you. So you know what? Hold on. The 6 is not good for me because I don't think I played the 6 in the double. I don't think I came back. No, I played a $35 double, 210, and a $10 double, 212. I did not come back and press. So.
And I was going to press mine as well and decided not to press because I was like, you know what? And we even talked about it. I was like, it's paying $30. And I was doing it 3 times. I was like, I'll be okay. Just, if it knocks me out of my other bets, at least I get something back.
Sometimes, we get sidetracked when we make mistakes. I needed to look at what the will pay to the 6 was paying and played it for $50 the double. Instead, I was worried about playing a saver double with your horse. Whatever. I mean, it's fine. This is a learning process. We're in the moment. We got a lot going on. I feel like if we were at the track and focused, I absolutely would have had it.
And I still think, even for the chalky nature of this, these aren't horrible pays, if you know what I mean. Like, they're pretty decent. And in hindsight, if you are hammering this double, like a 3 to 5 over what's probably going to end up being a 2 to 1, Frank, and we do the will parlay, it might pay $15. And there's people out there who probably hammered it $50, $100, $200 on this double, and they're getting, $31 pay. They're getting exponentially better odds than they would normally get.
Yeah, they're still good, but I should have like a $50 double. I mean, those are my two strongest opinions of the day, and I'm gonna make a little bit of money instead of making like $300 on super chalky combinations.
And
I'm just trying to put up the order of finish for people of the last race. 2, 6, 4, 3 in race 8. 2, 6, 4, 3 order of finish. Man, maybe Santa Anita will let us show for our South American peeps here. That would be fun. Real quick, Ciaran, before we talk a little bit more about wagering strategies and whatnot. That was beautiful. Yeah, that 2 romped. Turf pick 3, miss betting. Idiot, be live to 10. Yeah. Well, I'm an idiot because I'm not making stacks on my 2 strongest combinations. Dan H. Yeah, we have the O'Neill. That's the 8.
Yeah, I have
the taking any money?
He's taken. I mean, the 6 has got 15,000 in the win pool, Frank, and the 10 has got 10K.
And what about the 2? I mean, sorry, what about the 6?
The 6 is 15K. The 8 is 10K. The 10 is 7,200.
Okay. Larry D always slides in right at the end there. He just slides right in. He believes Kurt Hoover says he has the ticket to the pick 6. Not saying what horses his ticket is alive to. Okay, I love Kurt. I hope he hits it. But Larry, my question to you is why are you watching Kurt Hoover when you should be watching us? Yeah, come on, LD.
He's muted now. Don't take his message down, Frank. No.
Right, here we go. You want to know who won race 8? And again, I put it up in the chat for you guys to see, but I'll say it came 2, 6, 4, 3. Here we go. Jay, the will pay to the 6 and the 8 in the all turf, shockingly high. Yeah, that's the beauty of the bet.
Yes.
$3 minimum, 15% low takeout. It's juiced in our favor for a change.
And, the other thing that I see a lot of people complain about, it's all around racing. I mean, I'm just throwing a number out there. It's not the exact number, so don't, but it was crazy. It was like something like 41% of favorites have won, the last couple of months. And people are like, there's just no value out there anymore. And I'm like, hello? There's lots of value. If favorites are winning like that, press them on some of these bets because the low takeout boosts your return even more. You're getting we've seen pays. The worst chalk on chalk has still paid more.
It is the difference between a winning and a losing day if it chalks out and you have it. Because your dollar is worth 85 cents instead of 77 cents. That's a big difference when you're betting hundreds of dollars. Okay. Watch out for the 3 or the 7. Love the joking around. It makes my day go better. Yeah, you know what, Charlie? Thank you. Ciaran and I like to bring the sense of humor because this is such a tough game. And if you don't have thick skin and you can't laugh at yourself, challenge yourself, we don't want to be the sour guys at the racetrack, man. We don't want to be the sour guys. We like to bring new people into the sport. We like the young energy, but we're old school at heart, but not in that old, I grew up in New York, the aqueduct degenerate sitting on the bench like this. And then looking at trying to pick up losing tickets to see if they're winners. Don't want to be that guy. Anyway, well, thank you. You guys bring the energy too. That's another thing. You guys get us. We're all in this together. We're all cut from the same cloth. So
Frank, which horses are you alive to on all your crazy? You've got what, 3 and 5 that you need?
I have, in some iteration, I have the 6 and the 8 for sure. Then the 3, 4, 5, 10, 12.
Okay.
I don't know what's best for me, though. I actually think I thought it was the 6 because I should have whacked that double hard.
No,
I think
the 12.
It's 12, actually.
Oh, you have the 7 as well?
No, I didn't say the 7.
Oh, so you 12, 6, 8, 3 is what
3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12.
Okay.
Who's the 7?
I don't know. I misheard it.
Oh, okay. You guys are the best horse racing show, and opinions all over the place. But good information, sensible reasoning. Yes. The opinions are all over the place because Ciaran feels like he has to talk about every horse in the race.
Correct.
Texas Larry in the house. Sorry, hold on. Texas Larry in the house. John, what's up? Really like the and a slump? No, we won't have any talk of slumps on this show. All you need is a what is it, like a blue? What do they say in baseball? A blooper and a blip or something like that. Ciaran actually made me include the 12, and I'm glad I did. I don't know. That's a long layoff. I liked the horse a couple of times before, beaten favorite, but Rispoli, right? McCarthy and Rispoli. It's you got.
Yeah, my thing with this one when I looked at it, I always Rispoli's on fire, but he's strangely enough not been winning for his guy McCarthy. You know what I mean? They usually were winning everything under the sun, but this is his first time on this McCarthy horse, which is. When this horse was racing March, April, May before it hit the bench, this was when Rispoli was riding a lot for McCarthy. And, back in January when Pratt came out, Pratt actually hopped on this horse as well. But what interested me here is favorite, almost favorite the last 3 races and did squat. And here we go today. We're going to get a big price. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen horses that everyone bet, and it's almost like when you joke about the Scatoni off angle.
Off, yeah.
Comes and blows them out of the water. So I was like, in this kind of race, I really like 2 other horses, but on one of the tickets, I got to use a.
Well, let me ask you this, Ciaran. Does the long layoff and the post bother you at all? I mean, you're getting compensated.
Totally. That's why it was on my backup ticket. The post is horrible. You know what I mean? But it was like not horrible.
Well, you got Rispoli. So, here we go. Thank you, Nando. I should know this. I played baseball for half my life. Bloop and a blast gets you out. There you go, John Allwell. Keep the faith. A bloop and a blast. 12 is very good value if you consider the fact that the horse was 7-5 and 2-1 favorite the last 2 times she ran at this level. Now, granted, she's coming off a long layoff because something obviously went wrong in those 2 races. But if you go back to her Santa Anita races, earlier of last year, third. Now she gets a little more ground, right? Those are at a mile. This is 9 furlongs, right? That's the other thing to consider. These horses who are coming on late at a mile now get an extra furlong to play with. So I thought this was a good race, a really cool race for a maiden 50.
I'm looking here trying to see if we're going to throw some more money away on a trifecta here, Frank.
All right. You want me to get the tool out?
You can get the
yes,
tool
Terry,
out.
we're doing a show tomorrow, just FYI. Monday holiday racing at Santa Anita. We will be on again for the all-turf, probably around 2:10 again. And one more, really, speaking of Kurt Hoover, FanDuel app has been crashing for weeks now. Not surprised. Not surprised at all. This industry just can't get out of the way of itself. But that's why you need to have multiple ADWs.
No.
All right, Ciaran, what do you want to know?
You never know what's going to happen.
No. You have to be prepared for the worst. The best is on Derby Day when it's like, every. I don't want to get into it. Anyway, Ciaran, what would you like to know? ExpressBet has a wonderful trifecta probable tool where you can actually put in the combinations you're considering and see what the potential pays are. Absolutely fantastic. I'm not a trifecta player, but Ciaran and I like to use it to have a little action on the show, but also to see if anybody's taking sneaky money. So what do you got, Ciaran?
Let's try 12 over 6, 8, 10.
Okay. 12 over 6, and then the 8, 10. 8, that's the favorite combo in this iteration. $580 for 2.
Wow. Oh, this
so
is
that's half that, $250.
So that's not too shabby.
And then what was the other one? The 10, 12?
Yes.
10 is I'll just give you the dollar pay. $300 for $1, and then the 12. The 12 is on top. So 12, 6, 8, 579, half that, and 12, 6, 10, half of 636, so $300.
All right,
Those are good.
because I'm going to share the screen. I've been trying to play around with that Equine Edge ticket generator to see what we could do with the budget.
Go ahead, man. That's why we do the show.
So I was doing this right here. So if we did 6, 8, 10, 12 on first with 3, 8, 10. I see. I don't have your 6. Your 6 has to win. I got to put the 6 in somewhere. Generate ticket. Oh, 35.
Numero 6, the 6.
Your 6 either wins or comes in third is what I was thinking. So we got 6, 8, 10, 12.
Oh, wait, hold on. Why? that is ridiculous. That's such a ridiculous thing to say.
Because
if it can win or finish third, you're telling me it's not going to finish second? Can't finish second?
You know why? The logic is if I put it in second too, the ticket gets too crazy.
You don't have to use my 6. Just don't use the community funds to place this bet.
All right. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I should modify it. So
what are you trying to do here? Let me see.
I'm trying to spread around and.
So wait, can you start over because I'm trying to blow up my screen so I could see it better. So you put in how much you want to spend, right?
Correct. So I upped it to $40 now, and
now where did those selections come from? Did you pick those or did the computer
I just put them in? Yeah, I had to generate a ticket, and then I went through and blasted out some and said, yeah, we're not using that one. You know what I mean? You see the X's here? Like I'm not using 5, 7, 9.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
So you're Xing out horses you don't want to use, and you're checking horses you want to use in each position.
Correct. So
and then it generates a ticket for you based on your budget.
Correct. So
okay. That's cool.
I'm saying in the first leg, I'm going 6, 8, 10, 12, in first position. For second and third position, I'm trying to I'm threw the Diego in right there. I threw in.
Wait, who's the Diego?
Number 3, interplay. I think you have one of your tickets alive.
Yeah, I think I have it as a backup because of Drysdale dropping. Yeah, sure. Okay.
So, and then, So then I've got the 4, which I believe you have as well in second and third position.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Okay.
I've said, because for me, the 6 was a third choice. So he either wins and knocks me out or he comes in third. So I mixed him out of second place, but we can modify it.
You know what I would do? I would just either put him to win or off the board. Because if he hits the board, he's not going to pay that much anyway, right?
All right. Win or off the board. So there we go. I mixed
that makes more sense to me than win or third.
That's why I was playing around with it. You know what I mean? So, and then we've got 8.
Now you know he's going to finish third.
Probably.
And you're going to hit the ticket, but not hit the ticket.
Or the 12 is going to be second or third on this.
And you're going to go, Scatoni, I had it. You talked me off using him in third.
So what do you think of this ticket? Or do we get more structured? I'm just playing around with it. It's just something I've not seen before. We've got 3 minutes, so. Well, let me go back to the race simulator so you can see.
You're saying the 6 or 12 has to win. They're not going to finish second or third.
Yes, that's what our ticket is essentially saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Why don't we not do it? We'll take a screenshot of it. Just,
I want $40, Ciaran. Just do it. Just do it.
What I like to do,
$40, just do it because if it hits, we're gonna drive ourselves nuts.
Nah, because my thinking is like when we first started the show and we were doing the all turf early, my all turfs were kind of cheap because I was like, I want to see what it's paying. You know what I mean? So this is my first time looking at this and playing around with it. So
I see. So now that you're spending more on those, you don't have the discretionary action income, funds to do. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm totally fine skipping the trifecta.
But I'm going to take a note of it and see what it pays. And it's one of those things I like to, when I'm thinking of doing a bet, I like to see what it pays for a while and then go, you know what?
Right.
I'm okay actually spending $40 on a trifecta like this in the last
right because it routinely pays more than X amount. So
correct.
Here, let's do this exercise because I don't think we've ever done this before. Give me the top 3 choices and I'll put that in the trifecta. So who's the favorite here? The 6 probably, right?
6 is favorite. 8.
Who's the second choice?
Second favorite is 8.
And then who's the third choice?
10. Yep.
That trifecta for $2 is paying 96.
Oh, that's
so
actually
only 45 for $1.
Mm.
So that means there might be some value elsewhere because that seems a little short to me in such a big field, right?
Yeah. What's the exact? Let's see. The exacta with the 6 to the 8 is 14. 6 to the 10 is 15, and 10 to the 6 is 21. 10 to the 8 is 26. Yeah, they're all about on the exacta.
How about this, just for fun? I want to use my 6 on top. Who would you use on top if you could just pick one horse?
If I could just pick one horse, my all-turf crown has been going through Hera, so I would have to go with the 8 just because of that. Even though I made 10 in my write-ups, my top one.
No, I mean, I'm with you. 6-8. Those are my top. So why don't we do 6-8 with 6-8 with spread? Whoever you want to use on the spread, and then 6-8 with spread with 6-8. Let's just take our top 2 picks and key them in first and third with bombs.
All right, so we go there. We've got 2 minutes, right? So I'm going here. Today's racing.
What is it with all? 6-8 with all with 6-8. How much does that cost?
Trifecta. 6-8 on 6-8 with
6-8,
all.
6-8
With 6-8 is $18, Frank.
with all. Yeah, and let's just come back and do that 6-8 with all with 6-8.
And then
we can look at what combinations are worse and top up. We're not going to have time to do all that, but that's what.
And then you were saying, so we did 6-8 with all with 6-8. Now you want to do what?
6-8 with 6-8 with all.
And that's $18. All right.
And then do a $5 trifecta 6-8 with 6-8-10 with 6-8-10.
$5 6-8 with what?
6-8-10.
6-8-10
with 6-8-10.
And that's $20.
Yep, because the 10 was only paying $40.
So we spent $56 on our try here.
Yeah, why not? What the heck? It's an exercise. We have the information. Let's use it. Support ExpressBet for that tool. They're loading in the gate. Good luck, everybody. Whoever you may be alive to. This is a very interesting race. I mean, as much as I love the 6, this is a big full field. The 6 doesn't.
Oh no, this is. I think this is one where it chalks or.
Good luck, everyone. Ay, ay, ay.
Wow, I thought 8 was gonna smoke them, and then nothing after the turn. Wow.
That's like the 5th time in the show we got whacked in the last leg and ran 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah.
I really considered this horse, but I went back to the October race, tried to wire them at this distance, and got caught. So off the layoff. I don't know. Do you have anything? Anything?
No, I mean, I didn't. I mean, when I saw Angelica Bay moving like that, I thought the race was over. I thought the race was going to be over. And then
Ciaran, if that was the dirt, the race would have been over. You cannot make that's not how you win turf races. You got to wait around the turn. You don't move 4 wide around the turn. I mean, that was terrible, absolutely terrible. But anyway, let's see. Let's real quick. Let's see if anybody got anyone here.
the 12, too far behind. That 12. If I was making notes, man, could you imagine the 12 if it wasn't so far out? Like that came, probably wouldn't have caught the 7. I think Rispoli's back to coming late again. That's a couple of races where he's come too late, but maybe that's
exactly. You're right.
That's
all 3 turf races he came too late.
That might be also just how the turf course is playing. But tomorrow we don't have big fields, so it won't really matter that much. They won't be out that far.
You know what, Ciaran, you're right.
It might be the turf
most
course.
Of the meet, it has been, you had to be forwardly placed. You could win from off the pace, but you had to be within 6 lengths turning from home. You couldn't come from dead last.
I will say
7 looked really great in the paddock. Okay. Hope you had it. I don't know what that means. I'll come back to that. 7 just dropped 7-1 from 9-1. Yeah, that was probably the late CRW money. Extra fantastic show today. How about that? Ciaran right about making 3 to 5 shot.
Man, if we'd done all with 6-8, Frank, we would have been. Our trifecta was almost there, if you know what I mean.
Well, what did it come?
7, 8, 12.
Okay. So spanked the 7 and 8. Well, good for you, pink derby hat. Got the 7 mark. Good for you, Ciaran. Janet wants to know what your shirt says.
Can I
I
be
get it, Mark.
I saw his. If you've not seen it, his show that he put on ours. Where's your video there, Frank? This is Frank. Yeah, enough
Here
of
at
that.
FOMO, we did a show on Thursday. He got put on the bench Friday and Saturday. I got the call up to the big leagues doing the Santa Anita show for the Pick 6 carryover. He was going out of his mind. Out of his mind.
Really. My response to your FOMO thing was, I just did this.
He's going, what time's the show? It's on YouTube. Oh, ZZZ, snore. Thanks for joining us, Mark and Janet. We love you guys. Tippy Central, Pick 3, Midnight Mammoth. Everyone's, oh my God, that's rough. Press won't mention. Oh. Well, I hope I didn't talk. We probably did talk you off Atomic Bomb. I'm not sure. I know I didn't have that horse that day. That's a rough one. Yeah, we already saw the shirt. Who won that race? Ciaran, read it again. It was 7,
8, 12.
No, I don't think. 7, 8, 12. All right.
And that.
Jaramillo. No, Jaramillo did not win. Jaramillo rode poorly in that race.
That trifecta paid $4.92, Frank, for a buck.
Yeah, that was pretty good. 7 definitely won. I'm waiting for it to become official. So, it is official here. I want to put up the order of finish, and then we'll do our usual recap. So, okay, here we go. So, the winner, order of finish, like Ciaran said, 7, 8, 12, 10, 9. So, race 9, 7, 8, 12, 10, 9, order of finish. I love it. They're betting and they can't even see the race. They are my kind of people. Love you guys. Yeah, Jay, good for you. Got the all-turf pick 3 2 times. That had to pay well, right? This horse was what price on the line?
I'll look right now.
It was 12-1 on the morning line. Hey, good job for Escobedo. I think he's a good jock. I like that he's so aggressive, and that's what you needed to win that race. How much?
$555.
Jay had it twice. Good for you. You make a dime. My man.
What?
Jay, you'll come back anytime.
We didn't hit it, but let's do our parlay thing. Let's see what we actually would have got paid on the pick 3 and doubles, you know what I mean, and how you got paid exponentially more.
Real quick, though, I just want to say, Charlie, did you see this before the race? And if you like the way the 7 looked, did you end up betting it? Is that part of your strategy, your game? I'm not very good at that kind of stuff. I trust Tom Quigley when it comes to that. Never listen to Ciaran when it comes to that, because he'll talk you off a 1-5 Baffert who wins by a mile. You know what I'm talking about?
I cannot argue. There's been so many of them, Frank, so I don't know which one you're referring to.
I'm talking about the Los Al one. Was it Nevada Beach? I think it was Nevada Beach, actually.
Yeah, but Tom agreed.
I know, you said Quigley said it.
Yeah, we both said it at the same time. We're like, okay.
Hang on. Trying to see what this means. Anybody have a translation for me here? Hangan, Eso, Carrera, and Vivo. I think en Vivo is live, right? I think he's probably saying you can't watch the race live. But yeah, we put the results up there for you. I just want to see who had the 7 here. Dan H, 7 horse. Yeah, you had it as a C. But yeah, for the double, nice, break even. Okay, good job for you, my man. Who won the 7-1? Let's see, Kurt Hoover picked it. He said he'll be emptying a bottle of bourbon tonight. Good for Kurt.
There we go.
I like Kurt. Kurt is such a good handicapper. He gives such good information. Nice job, Jay. That's right, Terry. Go, Jay. Yeah, Adamio, it wasn't his best work in that race, but, you can't win them all. What are you going to do?
But I would say, I saw the move, and I thought maybe he moved because he thought he had just so much force on him. Yeah, and
you're right.
That's not working on this turf course right now.
No, you can't do it on this turf course. This is the first time he's riding out here, so he doesn't know that yet. But obviously, he's a super smart jockey. He'll figure it out. Look
at Rispoli today. He's been coming from the clouds and timing it perfect, and he's missed coming late on some of his mounts today. So it's just the way the turf course is playing is what it looks like.
But you're right, Ciaran. When that horse started to take off, Jaramillo was like, I can go 10 wide and still win, because it looked like he had a ton of horse. But anyway, you can't win. What does it say? Oh, okay. Call me Janet. Call me maybe. $50 Conto. Okay, I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, guys. I wish we had a translator on here. Yeah, we just saw that now, Charlie, but I'm glad you had the 7. Good for you. Musical notes. Are those Ciaran silks? A musical song?
No, he's saying on the background. Those are Gold Phoenix's Del Mar Handicap and Breeders' Cup silks.
The saddle towel, right?
Yeah, right there, yeah.
Yeah, those are awesome. Nice job, Jay. Look at this, Tip. We don't want to be Frank when we grow up. Well, I welcome that. I'll allow it for everyone except Ciaran. He could never be Frank. In his dreams. Kirsty London. Okay, guy. Wow, we got a lot of comments here. Almost done, Ciaran. Hold your fire.
I was making a video for us, so keep going. Yeah.
Danny H, hope to tune in. Please do. Maybe on the road. Yeah, post your play. Listen in if you can. Always love your contribution. So much good information gets shared on the show. So many smart people. I love it. Thanks, guys. Tomorrow, come back, please. Go ahead, Ciaran.
We can only look at so much information, and the more eyes we have, we're live gambling. So we might come in with a sure thing and look at the gambling. Like Frank was alive on the all turf because he pivoted early, just looking at what was happening. That's what we're supposed to do. I mean, here, Frank, I came up with this video for us. I was trying to get it to cry, but I didn't want to spend any more credits. This was our video. No money left in our wallet. We got to fire. Tomorrow is actually the get out day tomorrow because we
that is the real get out day. You'll have to post that on X as well. That's the other thing about this show. We're not going to claim that we had 5 winners, when they were our 9th choices. We hold ourselves accountable. We put all of our wagers on the chat, on the screen. We have a communal wagering fund that we gamble from. We do our own side bets. You guys are firing away.
We're going to need a bank loan for that community one soon there, Frank.
We're going to have to re-up soon?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What have you been doing, Ciaran? You've been playing Australia B tracks?
No, I've been. Hey, let's do a $20 trifecta. The next thing I know, we're doing all with 2 horses, but all, and then there's $60 gone. So, but hey,
I know those action bets. Actually, they add up, man. They really do whittle away your bankroll.
That's what we're supposed to do. Actually, we got to do our win parlay, Frank, while we have everyone here to prove to them
Let's do it.
This is the best. These low takeout bets pay the bomb.
All right. Calculate a $3. What are you doing first? The late pick 3?
Yeah, let's do the pick 3.
Horses not paid. Okay.
680.
Yep.
320.
Wow. Yep.
1720.
All right, let's see. How you doing on win parlay? What was it paid? Did anyone hit the late pick 3? I know I didn't. 140.
Paid 180 with that 2 dominant,
Yeah, 2 really short horses. Still paid
20% more is what we're telling you. You're turning 3 to 5 into, 3 to 1.
You want to do the double?
Yep.
Uh, 320 and 1720?
Correct.
Excuse me. 68.80.
87.50. It actually paid more than it usually does. It paid 25%, 20% more.
Yeah, you would think it maybe like $10 more, but that's pretty significant when you consider a $3.20 horse who couldn't lose won the first leg. Okay, so let's do a $3. The all turf now, right?
Yep. Let me find that. All right, you ready? Race 5.
Yeah.
580.
Okay.
680.
And 1720?
And 1720.
Yeah, I know he said it was five something.
555. Yep.
$254.
Paid 100. Paid
Double.
100% more plus. Yes.
Double trouble. Good job, Jay. That was really good. That was one of the horses I looked at for a very long time. And I was like, I can make a case for the horse, but I could also make a really case against the horse. I chose the wrong side. That's how it goes. Let's look at the pool real quick.
Oh, let me find. Yeah, let me look at last year's too.
So how we fired away, ladies and gents. DTL Crew represent. Okay, let's go into it. Come on, race well pace. Oh wow, Let me know when you call it up. I'll come back.
I'm pulling up last year, so hang on, give me 1 second.
I'm still here. I just gotta.
And we actually had 11 races last year, so we had less races this year.
11 races last year.
Well, remember that last year, the weekend before, got all rained out. Like they had the whole weekend.
Oh, you're right.
Knocked out.
Well, I'd be shocked if the $3 pick 3 paid more than if the pool was more than today's.
What was the $3 pick 3 today?
238.
177 last year.
Crushed it.
All right. What was the double? What was the daily double?
159.
110 last year.
DTL Crew represent. Let's just do the rest. Pick 4, 310.
What was the all turf?
I got to go to a different screen for that.
Oh, okay.
So right now I can tell you the double, the pick 3, the pick 4, 310.
I scooted away from it.
Yeah, let's do the rest of them. Just
was, what did you say, 310?
Yeah.
It was 365 last year.
Okay.
Which is not a surprise because, like me, I moved away from the pick 4 because I think there's better value in the other bets.
They need to put a pick 4, one pick 4 on the card that's $1 and a low takeout.
Correct.
And then that pool will start to grow again for that sequence. Okay, pick 5, 563.
711.
Yeah.
But remember, there was 11 races last year, and they had been rained out the weekend before.
No, Ciaran, what is this telling you? All the other pools are down. Our pools are up.
Correct. I mean, we're live.
I
gambling.
understand a big part of that is because the sophisticated money is probably going elsewhere. But the retail players are showing up, and we are supporting the double and the pick 3 with our money. We're playing these wagers, and we will continue to play, and we will grow them. So let me see if I can get the.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I could find the pool number where I don't see it. It'll probably come out later. I don't see it right now.
I think I can get it on Express Bet. I just got to give me a second because I have to go to a whole different screen. Okay, pools. Let's see. Turf. Give me 1 second. $3. Pools. 126,000.
All turf last year, 90,000, Frank, 33%.
We're growing it every day, Ciaran. Growing it just a little bit more.
And if they do a turf and dirt low takeout double for us after that first leg, it'll grow even more because people can use, you can bet a little bit more into the next leg. If you're out, you can hedge a little bit into the next leg that starts usually the pick 3, and it would be like the ribbon on the horse player's present from the track.
I love it. All right, let me just roll through the rest of the comments, and we're going to go home. And Jay's going to go out and celebrate. Kurt Hoover's going to go out and celebrate, but we're going home in trouble. Jeff, great show tonight. See you mañana. Yep, tomorrow. All right. Thanks, Jeff. Love your videos. Thank you, Larry D. We were just teasing you about Kurt. We both love Kurt. Tippy made enough money to play Monday. Excellent. Yeah, that Baldora was tough, man. I'm sorry about that. That was a tough one. Great pick on your part, because Ciaran and I, neither one of us had it.
We were going to go down in flames if we didn't hit that one.
Monday looks chalky. Yeah, Ciaran mentioned the same thing, but you know what? We'll find something.
Even if it's chalky, we can turn 3 to 5s into 3 to 1s. It's just the right bet.
Yeah, I mean, we do the show. We will absolutely find something.
I will say, as hot as it's been, Frank, tomorrow, even with the chalky fields on turf, if I think a horse is going to be way too far back, I might upgrade the horses that are close to the front again, which is interesting how it's swayed back to that again.
Yeah, and the rails I think were at 10. The rails are at 10 feet today, I think. No, the rails were at 0 feet today, and it still played. Still played favoring the front. So something you have to consider. I hate that because that's not how turf races are supposed to be won or run.
But like Phil said, when it gets hot, Santa Anita is just a pool table with green on top.
Yeah, and we know that, so we have to play it accordingly, right? So we will be back in action tomorrow, same time around 2:10, 2:15. Thank you, DTL Crew. We cannot do this show without you. Your participation and contribution makes everything better, makes all of us money.
Yep.
If you guys piggyback day, you did really well today.
At least some of you made money. This is me and Frank today. We're looking. It was supposed to have tears on there, but yeah, our wallets are like, oh.
Yeah. No, leave that up there. Let's end on that note. I'm going to sign off. Good night, everybody.
We did it!
Unbelievable.